step into the day with the dawn ringing in my ears. Oh, I tune to my TV show. No better way, I gotta get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning espresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
Yeah, baby, it's your feel-good breakfast show. Welcome to it. My name is Graham Richards. This is Expresso. It's live. It's crazy. It's a Thursday morning, and we love having you join us. Thank you so much. It's going to be the best show ever. I can feel it in my bones. There's something special. There's something special going on today. Good morning,
I've got voices in my head, and it's sounding good. It's like, yeah, I feel good. A very good morning to you. Reporting for duty. Jamie Domberg, how are you?
I'm good. It's a Thursday. It's almost a weekend, so I'm excited. I'm excited.
Yeah.
It's one more day.
Friday Eve.
Friday Eve, we're going to call it. Very exciting show today. World Rallycross Championship obviously is going to conclude this weekend at Killarney. So we've got two of the race leaders coming in this morning. A little surprise, just a little something. Just a little something, just for you.
Really?
For both of you, yeah. It's awesome. It's got a lot of horsepower. Okay, it's very loud.
Yes.
And it's very, very cool. It's going to make you feel like a child.
Does it go?
No, it's going to be really cool. And of course, setting the scene for what is going to be a very dramatic. It's been a 3-horse race this entire World Rallycross season, so it's going to go down to the wire this weekend, which is awesome for the petrol fans. So, yeah, looking forward to that.
Absolutely. And then also on this Thursday, the 7th of November, today we're stepping into the mindset of parents. And we're talking about probably one of the most crucial moments of a child's development, at least from a practical perspective.
Oh, man.
Potty training.
I'm there, guys.
Are you there?
I'm there.
Yeah?
And
Are you
it's
there?
tough.
We're Semi there. He's just like not feeling it, so to speak.
It's such a challenge
we
for me,
actually
man.
watched a word party episode about potty training, and first you go potty, then you flush, then you scrub. So that's supposed to be the order of events, but we're not quite there yet.
No, it's proving to be quite a challenge. So I'm looking forward to getting some gems this morning. Hopefully we'll help you out. But maybe you've got some potty training tips you want to share with us on our social media platforms. Let us know how you are getting it right. Maybe you've got some spectacular fails that you want to share with us, just so we can empathize with you, because the struggle is real, man. It really is tough. So we'd love to hear from you.
How about you, Jamie Lee? Do you have any tips that you can share?
Listen, actually, Barry Hilton shared this with me, and he was like, do not let them do it on the floor. So if that is...
Do not let them do it on the floor.
Wait.
Explain that.
I've been there.
As in, don't let them potty on the floor, or don't put the potty on the floor.
Don't let them potty on the floor. That was one tip he told me. So, I mean, I'm going to share with all of you guys.
I was not prepared.
Free advice from Uncle Barry Hilton. All right, well, it's going to be one of those kind of mornings as well. Let's step into the W Beauty room and find out how the rest of the team's doing.
All right, sounds like it's going to be a very interesting morning with all of this potty training conversations going on. But hey, listen, before we get into it, we set you up by taking a look at the weather, so that guides the way that you approach the day, in terms of your wardrobe. And we start off in Johannesburg today, where the conditions are mainly sunny with very warm temperatures and increasing cloud cover towards the evening. And of course, a light northwesterly wind is expected over there. It will die down as the day progresses, so do expect that that'll happen out in Johannesburg. And if you're out in South Africa's playground, I'm talking about Durban, a rainy day today, cloudy conditions with a couple of showers in the afternoon and cooler temperatures that range between 18 and 24 degrees. And of course, as the evening approaches, plenty of clouds are expected with showers. So be prepared for rain out in Dubai and out in Port Elizabeth. Partly sunny conditions are expected there with decreasing clouds and a strong southwesterly wind for the entire day. And as the day progresses, cloud cover will increase with a couple of showers later. Don't forget your umbrellas, PE. And Cape Town, rainy day once again, times of sunshine and of course clouds with a passing shower here and there. So of course in the morning, it's probably raining right now wherever you are. A light southwesterly wind towards the evening, and the sky will clear up as the wind picks up. That's towards the evening, so be prepared for rain in Cape Town as well. And that's what it's looking like in those major parts of the country. Hopefully that helps you and guides you in terms of your wardrobe and what you're going to be wearing today. It says be prepared for rain. I'm expecting that a lot of people will start to make it a little bit more layered.
Yes.
Look at you
I don't
today.
know what's happening with the rain. Like, it's stopping us from flourishing. As you can see, I'm in my beautiful summer dress. I mean, it is Fashion Thursdays, everybody. And with all eyes on the last few weeks of the working year, you know, it's time to start celebrating summer. As you can see, Tabsy, in what I'm wearing right now, it's a simple botanical dress.
Oh, yes, and you are bringing it for the children.
Definitely bringing it with my simple, well, I think it's simple shoes. As you can see, the waist belt just snatches the waist a little bit.
Yeah.
And with the side slit for the sass.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Mama is bringing the bacon for the children.
Oh, yes,
today.
breadwinner.
I like breadwinner, breadwinner. Well, today I've decided to keep it quite classic and preppy. Listen, I have to tell you something about Studio W, and I've said it to everyone. And Studio W, I mean, they know I'm always repping for them. If you look at the pants, they're classic formal pants, so they go with a suit. But the versatility, which is something I talk about all the time, versatility of the pants, is that, I mean, I'm going to fix my shoes, just tuck these in because they're quite long.
I love the pop of color you've
The pop
added
of
with
color
the
with the socks, yes. These are navy blue, obviously. And the nice thing with the navy blue suit or pants even is that you can really wear it to the office and dress it up or even dress it down. And today I've dressed it down with a t-shirt, paired it with a t-shirt, a classic Woolies t-shirt over here. It's really nice. It's multi-layered in terms of color, which means you can never go wrong. If I was not sure if I wanted to wear a white t-shirt, it's covered. If I didn't know that I wanted to wear a navy blue t-shirt, it's covered. If I wanted to wear a khaki t-shirt, it's covered.
And as you can see, we're all matchy-matchy.
We're all matchy-matchy, and that's the thing. So stay tuned for more later as we chat to fashion stylist, our very own Bronwyn Day, who's going to be sharing more of the ultimate summer style, the summer edit, from sexy sandals to swishy dresses as well as sassy sunglasses. We've got you covered. All of these from Woolworths, of course, and it's all about you this season. So remember to shop your looks online, in-store, or on the Woolworths app.
Sassy and swishy dresses and sunny sunglasses, eh?
Dapper.
It's all about the time of the season. All right. Of course, we like to get your day started with some words of inspiration and motivation to get you to be more positive about life, you know, and really give you that feel-good vibe. What do we have today, Jay?
Today we have, and it says, be aware and figure out why you are doing something. Do things that have reason and purpose. Ooh, that way they will be easier to begin. I love that. Something that stands out for me is that do things that have reason and purpose.
Yeah. And a lot of what we say usually this time of the morning is starting off by being aware, like literally being consciously connected to your mind and not just like cruising or living life and shit. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Just being in the moment, going, cool, this is where I am right now. Take a breath. Realize where exactly that you are and where it is that you want to go. So being aware is a great way to start off with it. And then, like you say, doing things for a reason and a purpose. And then it'll be easier to begin. And when you have those moments of difficulty, when you're challenged, you'll always know why it is that you started. And you'll always have a reason to continue.
No, absolutely. I'm with you on this quote of the day.
Fantastic. Well, let's get this Thursday underway. What do the news headlines say?
Let's get this Thursday underway indeed with first look at those news headlines. More than 363 billion rand in new investments were pledged by the private and public sector during President Cyril Ramaphosa's investment conference in Sandton yesterday. This is 17% more than the figure raised last year during the inaugural investment conference. The completion of the Durban Beachfront Promenade extension, which is now the longest in Africa, will officially be launched next week. The 8-kilometer promenade stretches from the Durban Harbour mouth to the Blue Lagoon. In international news, emergency assistance is pouring into Somalia, where more than 300,000 people have been driven from their homes by some of the worst flooding experienced in years. Aid agencies are now perturbed about the risk of malaria and diarrhea. Congressional Democrats have announced the first public hearings next week of their inquiry that could seek to remove U.S. President Donald Trump from office. He denies any wrongdoing. And finally, bad news this morning is that the Boks need to stop sipping champagne from the Rugby World Cup trophy. Jewelry experts say that the acid in the champagne will cause damage. The good news is that the Webb Ellis Cup will survive this week's celebrations as damage doesn't take place that quickly. Jeweler Cecil Khan told Business Insider that the long-term effect of that kind of typical sporting celebration would cause the gold plating on the trophy to peel. Fortunately, he says, if celebrations don't get too wild and protracted, a good wash over or ever so often, ideally immediately after use, will do. The cup is officially cared for by goldsmiths and silversmiths Thomas Light in London, also the UK's monarchy's official goldsmith. And that's where we leave it for now. Here's Graham with a look at your sports.
Well, still sipping that champagne. Springbok loose head prop Tendai Beast Mtwararira yesterday announced his retirement from international rugby. That just days after helping the Springboks secure the 32-12 win over England to win the 2019 Rugby World Cup in Japan. Looking at our midweek PSL action, we saw Cape Town City FC claim an emphatic 5-3 win over Polokwane City. That while Kaizer Chiefs extended their lead at the top of the table after a 2-0 win over Chippa United, and AmaZulu FC securing a 2-0 win over Stellenbosch FC. Staying with football in the UEFA Champions League last night, Tottenham Hotspur thrashed Red Star Belgrade 4-0 in Serbia, and it was a drama-filled evening for Manchester City, who shared the spoils with Italian club Atalanta after playing out to a 1-1 draw at the Juventus Stadium. And staying with European football, Arsenal's 100% record in the UEFA Europa League came to an end last night after they were held to a 1-1 draw against Vitória Guimarães in Portugal. I'll expand on all of those stories and delve into the World Rallycross Championship, culminating this weekend at the Killarney International Raceway a little bit later, so stick around.
Graham for that. Now we have asked you to send in your sunrise pictures, and Tramisha van Wyk sent us this amazing sunrise from Worcester, where partly sunny conditions can be expected with cooler temperatures reaching a maximum of 18 degrees. Umpolo Godimo also sent us this incredible sunrise from Johannesburg East, where mainly sunny conditions can be expected with very warm temperatures reaching a maximum of 32 degrees. Now let's have a look what the rest of the country look like. In Polokwane, we have sunny conditions with a low of 20, peaking at 35. The highest temperature in the country today is for you, Mbombela, with a low of 17 and a high of 39. Sunshine can also be expected in Pretoria with a low of 19, reaching a peak of 34, and Johannesburg with 17 at 32. There's also northwesterly wind of 20 kilometers per hour for Mahikeng with a low of 19, reaching a high of 36, and Klerksdorp with 15 and 35. Kimberley rather with a low of 10, reaching a maximum of 31 degrees, and then Bloemfontein with a low of 9 and a high of 30. Richards Bay, partly cloudy with a low of 19 and a high of 27, and then thunderstorms can be expected for Pietermaritzburg with a low of 14 and a high of 27. Sunshine and thunder showers, a couple of showers for Durban with a low of 18 and a high of 24, and then a heavy rainfall can be expected for you, Mthatha, with a low of 8 and a high of 22. A couple of showers for East London with a low of 14, peaking at 21, and light drizzle for Craddock with a low of 6, peaking at 30. Strong southwesterly wind of 44 kilometers per hour for Port Elizabeth with a low of 15, reaching a maximum of 21, with George at 12, 20. Now the lowest temperature in the country can be found for you, Sutherland, with a low of 2, reaching a high of 16, and light showers for the mother city, Cape Town, with a low of 13 and a high of 18. Occasional rain for Worcester with 7, 18. Springbok, you are at 9 and reaching a high of 23. And then lastly, Uppington with 13 and reaching a high of 29. Now, whatever you choose to do today on this Thursday, make it a memorable one.
Well, the official duties are up. out the way and the show is underway. Welcome to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Did I even introduce myself this morning? No, I didn't. It's Thabiso Makubela, otherwise
Tabzi.
Uncle Tabzi. Welcome to it. It's
Uncle
so good to be
Tabzi
here.
to you,
So good
says
to be here.
Princess.
All I
I feel
needed
like you.
was a cup of coffee to get me going this morning. Princess.
It's shaping up to be an incredible show this morning. I
Yeah.
know we're always quite excitable about the show, but the lineup is intense. It's awesome. This World Rallycross Championship. I know I'm going on a lot about it, but we've really got superstars in the house this morning, so really excited. I wanted to ask, can you play chess?
I'm not great at it. I can play chess, but I'm not
Can do it.
great at it. I've got that can-do attitude, and I'll always dive into it until I'm almost falling apart.
I always think that I can, and then I get found out. Can you play
Same
chess?
Yes.
Can you?
Yes.
Of course. We might put you to the test this morning. So,
I actually want
we're
to-
all going to get schooled in chess this morning, but please, I need a coffee before I even think about chess.
Yeah.
I need a coffee. Thank you, dear.
Me as well,
I
please.
want to know, Kat, can you play chess, bro?
I'm telling you what, I'm getting given a lesson. This by Amahle, who is a South African chess champion, in fact, ranked 5th in the whole country. Our floor manager comes around and gives me all these chess pieces to stack, and I'm like, yeah, this is how you do it. Boom, 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 boom. And then Amahle arrives here, and she's like, you stacked the entire chess table wrong. So, first lesson of the day, how to stack it like the pros. Okay, so Amahle, tell me, what is supposed to be the basics here?
Also, all the pawns must be in front.
In the front, yes. And then you must have the letters down here and the numbers on the sides.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the first thing I've just learned about stacking a chessboard. So, and then what about the queen? Does the queen take its own color?
Yeah.
Okay, then if I've done this, this, and this, then we are good?
Yeah.
Let the games begin.
Come on, Amahle. School it. Come on, Amahle.
Oh my gosh, what are you doing?
Come on.
Alrighty. I feel like you are about to do something very dramatic that I did not anticipate. But we're going right in on it right now. We've got to do this.
Feel the head tightening, but
Oh, sorry, what have I just done? Am I silly? Sorry, wow, there's a rookie. How did I just do this? Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's a Thursday morning and it's so good to be in your company at the start of a brand new day. Now, at the tender age of 11 years old, our next guest holds South African colours in chess and it is in fact ranked 5th in the country and already capturing the hearts of the nation. She has recently been invited to represent South Africa at the upcoming African Youth Chess Tournament in Namibia this December. But in order to do so, she was in desperate need of funds to cover her travel costs. Now, thanks to her friend Trinity's incredible online Back a Buddy campaign, she was able to raise the money. So please welcome chess prodigy Amahle Zenzile and her coach Thando Hlakula and friend Trinity van Beek to the studio. It's great to have you here. Good morning, Molweni.
Morning.
How are you?
Yeah, we're good. Thanks for having us.
So good to have you here. I'm going to start off with you, the lady of the hour, Amahle. I mean, you're 11 years old right now, and you are on a national level of success in terms of chess. But when did you start playing chess?
I started playing chess 2 years ago, 2017.
Yeah. And what got you interested in playing chess?
So I went with my friends at the library.
Yeah?
Where Crossroad Chess Club is. And they taught me chess, and then I'd go again and again, and then I started loving it.
And then you became absolutely great at it. Now you are, yes, South African colours, which is incredible. And Thando, you've been coaching Amahle now for free at Crossroads Chess Club. I mean, how does it feel to have one of your students, one of your proteges now rising to national prominence?
Yeah, well, the Crossroads Chess Club is geared towards to making a positive change within the community that we live in. And we started in 2015, but we've made like a lot of progress. Amahle being one of the progress. I must say I'm very happy. This is a huge achievement, not just for her, for the community, for her parents, for the club. And a lot of kids will draw so much positive aspirations from what she has achieved.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
And having been there on the journey and coached her, what does it take to have achieved what Amahle has done?
Okay, apart from her aptitude for chess, I would say also the chess fraternity, like within Cape Town, has really warmed up to her and the good work that we do.
Yeah.
So she learns stuff easily, like she's a natural.
Absolutely. And then, you know, as you go through life and you find ways to succeed, there are always the challenges that come along as well. So with the great achievement of being able to have her South African colours and now be invited to the African Youth Chess Tournament, the need to travel, and then the challenge, of course, of the funds, and some 40,000 Rand needed to be raised for travel costs. And that is where you, the hero, Trinity, you stepped in with a wonderful Back a Buddy campaign and you were able to raise the money. Can we just put our head together for Trinity? Like, talk about an awesome friend. That is absolutely fantastic. I mean, tell me about what made you want to do this for Amahle.
We met 2 years ago at a chess tournament and we became friends instantly. She's almost like a sister to me, so it's a no-brainer to do it for her because we met. I did it at the start of the year actually for her to go to South African Junior Closed Chess Championship, and we raised all the funds and now she's got to go to Namibia.
That's incredible. And you know, what does it mean to you? I mean, you put out this campaign, this Back a Buddy campaign, and then you've got the whole country coming along and saying, cool, we like this story, we love what you guys are doing for each other, so we'll support it. What does it mean to you in your heart?
I'm just really, really thankful for all the support that she's had because this is a huge opportunity for her. She can achieve a title known as the Candidate Master.
Yes?
Yeah, the Woman Candidate Master.
That is amazing. So I was about to have a game against a possible candidate woman master. Amahle, how are you feeling about the tournament in Namibia? It's happening on the 14th of December, right?
Yes.
That's when you're going. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling confident, but at the same time a little nervous.
That's a good balance of emotions to keep with you. And in terms of the preparations that you are undergoing, Thando, coach, tell us about what you're doing to get Amahle ready for the tournament.
Okay, we practice almost every day whenever we can, but with the exams like being around, we're just gonna have like to kind of like juggle the two.
Yeah.
So as soon as she's finished writing exams, that's when like we'll go full force and prepare.
Yeah, and what a wonderful game to have reached such incredible heights. And Amahle, what are some of your biggest dreams? What would you like to achieve?
I would like to be WGM. the women grandmaster.
Yes, yes. A WGM, hashtag that. That is certainly going to happen. Trinity, what about you? What are some of your big dreams and aspirations for your life?
I think the same. I think everyone in chess wants to aspire to that kind of level.
That's the highest title.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm not going to be a grandmaster by any time soon, but I'm hoping I can challenge either one of you to a game, a very quick speed chess match. So we do that? Oh my gosh! I'm about to play against Amatla. I'm very, very excited. Okay, so we'll look out for your story, and you can also visit backabuddy.co.za/Amahle, right? Yeah. If you'd like to continue to support Amahle Zenzile's dream of going to not just Namibia for the African Youth Chess Tournament, but also reaching her dream of being a WGM one day. Ladies and gentlemen, Amahle, Thando, and Trinity on your field.
Oh, man, now as we feel very mundane and untalented as grown-ups who cannot play chess like that. No, absolutely inspiring stuff. Thank you so much. Ladies, how cool is that? That's like really backing a
11
buddy.
years old.
Love that, man. Absolutely cool stuff. So we're going to shift gears now and consider children and parents in the same breath. Maybe you as a parent are finding it very hard to say goodbye to your child or leave them in the company of somebody else without them bursting into tears and clinging to you, or you clinging to them. Maybe it goes both ways. Well, you're not alone. Many children go through this phase and experience what is called separation anxiety. So we've invited our friend and family therapist and registered social worker, King Averance, to join us to help us to empathize, because this is something that every parent goes through, Kim.
Every parent.
And I felt it. I was going to say, like, oh, why is the child crying? But I bawled my eyes out when I had to say goodbye to my beautiful family for just 3 weeks. And that nearly broke me, so I understand.
No, absolutely. Just a few weeks ago, it was the first time that we went to Eswatini for that, like, 2 weeks as well.
Yeah.
It was the first time leaving Babaki as well. It is so intense. But what exactly is separation anxiety?
So, to sum it up, it's basically when a child goes through a phase of feeling very fearful when their primary caregiver leaves. So as children grow up, they start to learn, okay, I have somebody who's very consistent in my life, who always meets my needs and who loves me, like, consistently. And now then that person disappears. And children have no concept of time. So even though you know you're coming back, they don't know when. So it just naturally causes feelings of anxiety in a child, and they do become fearful, which is where the heavy crying comes from and the clinginess. So but there are different kind of phases to separation anxiety.
We experienced it taking our little one to creche. It was obviously the first real, and I think most parents will go through that gateway, but it was amazing, literally 10 seconds after we've left, he's fine.
They usually are.
You know, so you can kind of see where that gateway really exists. But at what age does separation anxiety really kick in? When do they become self-aware enough or aware enough of the situation for it to kick in?
So after about 6 months, so we look at about the 8 to 9 month mark is when they are really aware, okay, these are the people who are around me, and now this person's not here anymore, this is weird. And then it kind of takes a peak as they become toddlers, so as they get up to the 3-year mark. Around 18 months is usually when we find parents say it really starts to escalate.
Okay.
So, there is hope. It doesn't last forever, but the thing with separation anxiety is that it ebbs and it flows. So it changes according to the child's developmental phase and also what's happening in the environment. These are all contributing factors. So by the time the child's about 6, we really would ideally like to see it settling down, because now they're entering school. If it's still there, then we obviously have some other worries around that. But usually about 8 months, you start to see it rearing its head.
No, absolutely. But now, where does this behavior actually come from? Like, can we pinpoint it? Like, this is where it's coming from. Where does it come from?
It's really hard to say this is exactly how it happens. So it's a phase that a child has to go through, and it's very normal. The good side, before we look at, I suppose, what contributes to it, is that when we see a child who is unwilling to leave their carer, it's actually a good thing. It means...
I want my child to miss me when they go, man.
It means that they've developed a really good attachment towards you. But some of the things that can impact it can be perhaps your child had to stay in hospital. They've had a traumatic event,
kind of heightened states.
Yeah,
of
so really
trauma or
stressful,
anxiety,
traumatic events, the death of a loved one. Never underestimate the death of a pet for a child as well.
Or parents.
Yeah, absolutely. So even if somebody's moving into the house, somebody's moving out of the house.
Can we
these are all
transfer
things.
our anxiety
That's
to our
the next
child?
bit. Yeah, we can. We absolutely can. So if none of the environmental factors, is relevant for you and your child, then I always say to parents, we've got to look at ourselves then. Are you anxious when you leave your child? Because if the answer is yes, guess what? Your child's going to feel anxious as well when watching you leave, because the atmosphere in the home, especially if your child doesn't have their vocabulary yet, can be quite fearful for a child and worrying for them.
So we haven't quite gotten on to what we can do about it, how we can preempt it, but I think most parents right now are thinking about, is it me? Is it my child? But we are talking about separation anxiety, something that every parent and every child have to go through. So we will give you some practical tips on how you can preempt that situation and deal with it, soften the blow just a little bit. After the break, we'll continue our discussion with Kim.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Oh, it's on.
I really hope she beats him, though. Like, imagine, on live TV.
To be honest, I don't think he stands a chance. He looks so on it. Matle, a young chess champion in the making, grandmaster in the making, I'll say.
Amazing. But now, just before the break, we were speaking to Kim. Early in the show, a family therapist and registered social worker, Kim Abrams, joined us to shed some light on why children experience separation anxiety. Now, she's back with us to offer advice as to how parents can better handle these unavoidable developmental moments.
Yeah.
So, what exactly is signs of separation anxiety? Before we get into the tips, but what are some signs that parents can look out for with regard to separation anxiety?
So I suppose when your baby is about, in the toddler year time, there's the really intense crying, the physical clinginess. So they find it really difficult to be physically separated for you, and that can be quite hard. So as a parent, to have to endure. As they become a bit older and they're still struggling with it, you might see this is the child who often complains of headaches and tummy aches when it's a school day.
Teachers being mean to me.
Yeah, teachers being mean, nobody likes me. Any kind of reason to stay at school. Some of the reasons are very valid, so we always take what children say for what it is, but if it's become a frequent occurrence, then it might be them wanting to stay with their caregiver. Perhaps they're bedwetting as well. That's also a big one that
Really?
we look out for. Yeah, especially if it's come out of the blue. And also children who struggle to settle in their bed by themselves, so they need their caregiver with them all the
so
time.
that can actually transfer to that. Okay.
Yeah, that can also be some of the signs of separation anxiety. family.
Okay, so now that we've identified what we're going through, how do we address it? Is there a way that we can preemptively start dealing with separation anxiety before it escalates to become a real problem?
The good news is yes, you can. You absolutely can, especially if your child is very young. So before they've reached that 3-year age mark, peekaboo is a fantastic game to play with a baby, because what you're actually teaching them is, I'm here 1 minute and then I can come back.
Okay.
Because children, it's
But then you must come back.
You must come back. You must come back. Don't leave your baby unsupervised. So play peekaboo. Also, then escalate it up to hide and seek, so that children start to learn. Okay, my caregiver leaves, but they actually come back. But if you're dealing with it now and your child is older, I would say, you know, try to encourage your child to take an object with them from home that's comforting for them, something that they can carry around with them, especially if they're going to nursery or reception, just to help ease them into the environment.
Just make it feel normal.
Yeah, just make it feel normal. The point is, you want to teach your child that you leaving is not the end of the world. But if you are anxious about it and creating a scene about it, and then it becomes an event, your child's going to think there's something to be worried about. So it's a very fine balance, but there's also, you know, you feel guilty as a parent to watch your child in distress.
Yeah.
But what we have to
Just
accept...
like prying your child
It's
off
really
you to leave them with someone else's stuff.
It's really horrible, but it's a stage that they have to go through. Some children don't at all, but when they do, we actually look at it from a positive angle, that actually the child's developed a secure attachment with you as their carer, so they don't want to leave you. That's a good thing.
Oh, I love that. Any major mistakes that parents often make in this space?
So there are 2 major mistakes parents often make, and that is making the goodbye an event. So it's like, don't worry, everything will be fine, constantly coming back to hug them and kiss them. And, you know, the child then will think there's something going on, and there's something, and there's something to fear. So, and usually that stems from a parent's own place of anxiety. So we have to be very mindful that you are creating a routine when it's time for you to leave. So create a little goodbye for them. So see you later, alligator, and do a special handshake with them, or a special hug. Yeah, and make it something that you do when it's time to leave. So don't make an event about it, and also don't sneak away from them. So
don't.
No.
Okay.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't sneak out. You know, obviously you're not going to want to wake them to now say goodbye if they are settled in their sleep. But children must learn that goodbyes happen, and it's not going to break their world. So sometimes it's easier for parents to sneak away because it's easier to not have to deal with but it's not in the child's best interest. Children need to go through that period of distress in order to become used to you leaving and then coming back. It does get better.
So basically, what I've discerned from all of this is that the problem is completely with the parent. The child is actually just going to go through this regardless, and parents, you need to check yourself, before you lose it, which I know is very difficult. I speak with absolute empathy here, because I've had to say goodbye to my little one, go through this very gateway right now, and it can be tough. We know, but there is no better feeling, I'll tell you, when you get reunited with that little one and they charge across the creation, they cling to you. It's absolutely beautiful. Kim, thank you so much. That's been really, really helpful.
Welcome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Indulge with Bliss Double Cream Yogurt, made with love by Clover.
Calling all parents out there, gather around. It's breakfast time. In fact, bring the whole family around. We're about to show you how to make a beautiful summer-appropriate breakfast popsicle, especially if you're looking to just have something nice and light and cool in the hot summer days. Nothing too heavy. This is absolutely perfect.
Absolutely perfect for us as adults, and also for young play dates at home. So it's a very simple recipe, actually, guys. We have frozen berries. You can choose to use fresh berries. However, these are more accessible, especially if berries are out of season. We have a teaspoon of honey for the sweetness. And
get that into your pot. And what else do we have there?
Then we have a quarter glass of water.
Quarter glass of water.
Quarter glass of water. So you're going to cook this at a very low temperature.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to burn and you don't want it to stick to the bottom of the pot. And we have lemon over there.
Flavor enhancement there, then you're gonna just let it reduce, right?
Yes. Do you
So
think
the
this is something you would grab as like a breakfast on the go?
Yeah. I mean, especially like for instance this morning, if you, for instance, are like running late and you want to just quickly take it into the car while you drive.
Absolutely, and it's very simple and it's very quick to make.
Okay.
Well,
so we'll let this do its thing.
3-4 hours. So after this is the final product.
Yeah, like a coulis kind of thing. Yeah?
These are the berries mixed with the lemon, mixed with the honey, and the water. And as you can see here, we have our granola, or you can use any kind of cereal that you really enjoy, to be honest, because at the end of the day, as much as it's a treat, it's also breakfast.
Yeah, textures.
Here we have the Beyonce of the ingredients.
Even got that little sparkle on the cap as well.
It does. It actually really does. This is the Clover Bliss Double Cream for just to put everything together.
Yeah.
So, Kat, right now we're just going to layer it up a little bit.
Get started. And there you go. And of course, goodness has never been so naughty.
So naughty. Okay. So we're going to stir this for about 15 minutes.
The tricky bit now is figuring out, okay, it's actually not that tricky.
It's not at all.
See, I like perfection, so I need to get it nice and clean.
Nice and layered.
There. See, I don't want to be touching the sides, for instance, with that layer.
Well done. You tried. This recipe uses the Bliss Double Cream plain yogurt. Goodness has never been so naughty. This is a very indulgent but much healthier than having chocolate, for instance. It's a guilt-free treat. It also has a source of 10 vitamins. Other flavors include plain, strawberries and cream, black forest, choc and chip, and hazelnut.
Okay.
How far are we?
Patience, my dear. Patience, please.
I actually would love to see my brother try these recipes with my niece and nephew.
Especially
especially with summer coming up, you know?
Goodness.
It's a very simple treat, on the go, very light, especially if you're not trying to have a very heavy breakfast in the morning.
And I think they could actually make it'll make a very nice snack as well. So if you're thinking like you have your child's friends coming over, and then you want to give them a little bit of a healthy snack, but that's also got some sweetness to it as well.
Yeah.
This could be a great alternative.
Absolutely, man. So if you guys would love to get your hands on this recipe, make sure to SMS Clover to 33728.
Yeah, that's the number.
Each SMS costs R1.50, but no free SMSs apply. Are we almost done, Kat?
Hey. Patience, please.
I can't wait. And the funny thing is, like, once we put this in the freezer, we have to wait about 3-4 hours for it to actually freeze.
More waiting for you.
Yes. So these are our Clover breakfast popsicles with simple recipes. This is the Clover Bliss Double Cream, and we're using the plain yogurt for this.
All those crew members laughing in the background, please stop.
Yeah, so they're going to be the first ones to jump on there, okay?
Is it?
So please don't try us.
No, I've got to finish it off. I want to just close it off nicely.
Nicely.
And now you can see the multi-layers as well, which is brilliant.
Oh, that's very pretty.
Right?
I love it.
Worth the wait. Worth the wait, I'd say.
Worth the wait. Make sure to SMS Clover to 33728 to get your hands on this recipe. I mean, it's very simple. Berries, lemon, honey, water.
Lovely.
Mix for 15 minutes.
Oh,
and then layer.
I think I might have overdone that last one, but hold on. If I just stack it. Stack it.
Are we almost done?
Stack it. And then now we got to pop the... Okay, now it's your turn. You can take the sticks and pop them in. Okay, so SMS Clover to 33728. And while Kutle does that, let's quickly show you how we made these.
Are your kids planning a play date? Are you out of snack ideas? Then give these Clover Bliss breakfast popsicles a go. In a pot, add 1 tablespoon of honey to 2 cups of frozen berries. Then add the zest of half a lemon, the juice of half a lemon, a 1/4 cup of water, and simmer over medium heat to reduce for about 15 minutes. Set aside to cool completely. In an ice lolly mold, layer in spoonfuls of berry compote, granola, and Clover Bliss Double Cream. Keep going until you've reached the top. Then pop in the lolly sticks. Place in the freezer overnight and you're done. Make summertime fun time for your kids. Packed with real fruit and double cream Clover Bliss. This is the perfect healthy treat for a hot summer's day.
Made with love by Clover.
There you go. SMS the keyword Clover to 33728. And as you saw in the finished recipe over there, you can use any variation of flavor of Clover Bliss that you'd like. We use the plain yogurt there, but of course there's delicious strawberry flavor. There's other flavors like
hazelnuts.
Black Forest is also there. And then you can also decide in which kind of order you want to go in terms of your layering, as long as you have a beautiful product at the end of the day that you love and cannot wait to taste like Kute. We need to get these into the freezer for you.
Yes.
We're going to do that. You're going to find the freezer?
I will.
It's there in the corner.
Okay.
Yeah. Just keep going over there and then out the door, just to the left. Open the door first. Yeah, okay. Close the door behind you.
Indulge with Bliss Double Cream Yogurt. Made with love by Clover.
Okay, Kuhle Shem, man. You really don't have to go through all of that. You can come back and come back
love
inside.
you.
Shem, man. You know, that's what they do to all the interns around here.
Is it? Is it?
I joke. Listen, your feel-good breakfast show, the feel-good vibes, they continue to flow. But of course, we've got to top up on that coffee.
I know one.
A macchiato. Have you had one?
No, macchiato.
Macchiato.
It sounds lekker to say, but I don't know what it is. What?
Princess, what is it?
Teach us.
It's a shot of espresso.
Ooh. And the engines are going.
The
engines are going. I'm definitely going to have that. Thank you so much, Princess. Hopefully that sets my engines on fire. But here's something that Graham's been waiting for the whole morning. Graham, what's going on there?
Oh, my word. Andreas, Timmy, welcome to it. We are getting into the
It
World
tastes loved by
Rallycross
those who have
Championship.
tried it. McAfee, great coffee, simple. See you after the break.
Only you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
It truly is a thing of beauty. Welcome back. You're live with Expresso. Ahead of a big weekend this weekend, the FIA World Rallycross Championship goes down to the wire at the Killarney International Raceway here in Cape Town for the season finale. And what a finale it's proving to be. The sensational live show showcases the very best in these pint-sized but unbelievably super cars going at breakneck speeds up to 100 kilometers an hour in under 2 seconds on the mixed dirt and asphalt track. It is something to behold. Only 1 point separates the top two contenders, Timmy Hansen and Andreas Bakkerud, with Kevin Hansen closely behind. It's all going down over this weekend. Will be decided on Sunday. The 2019 WRX title will be decided. Gentlemen, welcome to it. Try to hold it up as much as possible. You joked, Andreas, about the smell. That's a good day. When you smell that, you know it's going to be a good day. Timmy, welcome to it. I know you've got a 1 point lead at the top of the standing at the moment, but this has been a 3-horse race pretty much, so it could be either one of you winning this weekend. Andreas, this begs the question, do you feel like the Hansens are ganging up on you, man?
Oh yeah, I mean, like, definitely. They are the two brothers. They're P1 and 3 in the championship, and no, I think at the end of the day we are here to fight and make a good show, as well as having some fun. We have been in the game long enough to kind of understand, like, this is what we work for. This is where we want to be, and we want it to be a close fight, you know, between all three of us.
Yeah, because it's not normally a three-horse race in this kind of situation, but you guys have been neck and neck for a number of years. Tell me, how cool is it to have a friend to race against? Because I know it gets very competitive, and you've got very big teams with a lot of money behind each one of you. But how cool is it to have someone that you know this well behind the wheel of your closest competitor?
Yeah, like me and Andreas, we started racing together in karting, and then always in Rallycross we've had these battles. We've never been in the same team, but we've always been like kind of similar
very close
speed.
to each other, yeah.
So we've had many battles, many arguments.
Yeah, many.
We get along.
Always right.
So basically, like he's always what you're saying. Who's had the edge? Have you guys been able to?
I think it's been like a little bit back and forward. Like it's also in motorsport. It matters like. We take all the honors when we win, of course, and we blame it to everybody else. When we don't
when you lose,
like every time. But at the end of the day, you need to be in the right place at the right time. And I think in his good years, he was better than me when he had the full package. When I had my full package, then he did a bit worse. And
the exciting part is now we both have a good year.
Yeah.
So we've both been leading the World Championship this year. We both won races, as have Kevin. So, I mean, it's never been this close between us. It's never been this close at the top of the standings in the World Championship.
Well, it's been close,
so
but then we've been like 6th and 5th and like that.
Anything can happen on a race weekend. One of you could be taken out. Please, that's not going to happen in this case. But to be honest, guys, with all due respect, you drive like hooligans. I've been looking back at your races. You put these poor little cars through absolute mayhem. So for the uninitiated, what does World Rallycross look like? What does the track comprise of, and what is a joker's lap?
Yeah, I mean, Rallycross is a super aggressive sport. We only run over 6 laps, and the cars are absolute beasts, and they can take a lot. So
you heard it.
I would say Rallycross is the motorsport's answer to MMA, because you have it all. You have the drag off the line, you have door-to-door racing, you have the sliding on gravel to nice and tidy driving on tarmac. So I think you have the mix of every good element in motorsport. So that's also what makes it very exciting.
Killarney is where it all goes down. Just 1 point between you. So what are you expecting from Killarney? What does that raceway kind of present for a driver?
You know, we have been racing this whole year, this whole season, and it comes down to this last race with 1 point in it. It basically means whoever finishes first will be the champion. So, I mean, it's all on the line.
The funny thing, we were speaking about it just before we went live, and we said, like, Kevin is just behind. And everybody's focusing
very much has a chance of winning.
Yeah. So you can take 30 points in a race weekend, which we do occasionally in a very good event. And I think Kevin, Timmy's brother, is 5 points behind me or something.
7 points,
7, yeah. And you know, if we have a decent one and he have a good one, then he's the champion. So, I mean...
Nothing but the perfect drive is going to be enough to get you across the line. Gentlemen, thank you so much for bringing your little beast, Andreas, back here into studio. Welcome back to South Africa. And please stay safe. It feels crazy, but where's Tony? Is he your tech
Oh, yeah, Tony's over here.
Tony, get back in here, please. Please, Tony, can you start this little puppy for us one last time?
All right, we're not going to rev it massively because it's cold and it's a turbo engine.
Look at him, he's like,
this is my race car engine, you know, I don't want to do anything crazy.
So just ease her in. There we go. Oh, listen to that.
That smells amazing.
Oh, man. Oh, thank you, my brother. Absolutely love it. Gentlemen, thank you so much for coming through. I know it's a very busy weekend, but it's awesome to get an inside window into this crazy world that you guys are in. Most importantly, stay safe out there. I look forward to seeing the perfect drive from both of you. I'll be out there on Sunday. I'm going to bring my little one to have his eyes go like this. But absolutely relish every second of this final showdown. It is going to go down to the wire. 3-way splits. It could go any way, but make sure, if you can, get down to Killarney International Raceway this weekend to see some of, undoubtedly, the best driving you are likely ever to see in your life. Andreas, to me, thank you so much for joining us, man.
Thank you very much.
All of that excitement, we're keeping it right at that feel-good level. We've got Wouter Kellerman in the house, who's been able to successfully build the rigorous classical training of his youth to create a signature sound that's earned him both local critical praise as well as international praise, as well as lots and lots of awards. But it's been more than a decade since the release of the Grammy Award winner's debut album, and he joins us in the studio this morning to let us in on what he has been working on and what he's been up to. So, ladies and gents, please, a big warm Expresso welcome to Wouter Kellerman. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Wouter, so good to see you.
Thanks, Teresa. That's a nice welcome. Thank you.
You know, that's how we do over here. I cannot get over your shirt. That is definitely the shirt of a Grammy Award winner.
Thank you. Yes, it's Naked Ape, Sheldon Copeland.
Oh, you look amazing. You are rocking it. You are rocking it for the nation. Wouter, your collaboration with the Ndlovu Youth Choir, I mean, it's gone absolutely viral. It's blown us all away with over 20 million views on social media, and it can be found on your latest album as well. This is, of course, soon after the America's Got Talent competition. Take us through that experience.
Yeah, actually, that's such an interesting story because my manager, Tulsi Pillay, we were asked to do a collaboration with a Nigerian artist, and he wanted a choir, and so she looked for a choir, and she found the Ndlovu Youth Choir from Mutse and from Limpopo, you know, and when we met them, we just fell in love with them. And so we decided to do this collaboration. So we did Ed Sheeran's Shape of You, but in a different light. That's why my album's called In a Different Light. We did a Zulu version of it.
I love it.
And that collaboration just went viral, you know, just millions of views on social media immediately. And then America's Got Talent got wind of this clip, saw them, and then approached them and asked them to enter America's Got Talent.
And there they are, you with them right in the mix. They're such an inspiring story to tell.
They are amazing, these kids. You know,
beautiful.
They haven't put a foot wrong. They've just rocked the world, and I'm so proud of them. It's so beautiful to see that, you know, to see them going, you know, stepping higher and getting there.
But how do you even put a foot wrong when you collaborate with someone like Wouter? I mean, honestly, it's not possible almost. But you also became the second South African individual to win a Grammy Award after Miriam Makeba. What an honor. But what does this sort of recognition mean for you?
Oh, it's absolutely amazing, you know, because it's any musician's dream. It was on my bucket list, but it seemed like an impossible bucket list when I sat with my kids. You know, I used to be an electronic engineer.
Oh, wow.
And because my kids are expensive, you know, to bring up. So, and then I sat around them with on the kitchen table, and I told them that's on my bucket list. They're just like, they were a bit skeptical that that's going to happen, you know. And it's just amazing. But the big thing that the Grammy brings is it's easier to market your music now. And so you can spend more time making music instead of, you know, the business of music.
Yes, and you suddenly are exposed to this whole international audience that is just gagging and waiting to hear your music. But that was in 1997. So you also then were nominated again for Best Contemporary Instrumental Album in that category for the 58th Grammy Awards. Wouter, you can't just sit here and not tell us what your secret is. What is your secret formula? What is it that you do?
No, you know, it's just, we work very hard. I've had 10 days off in 10 years.
Wow.
And so it's really hard work, but because I love it, it doesn't feel like work. You know, when I take a day off and I'm sort of think, what would I really like to do today? I feel like playing the flute.
And then you take it and you do it. But you know, the other thing that is totally inspiring about you is that you're not all business, you're not all music. You really have such a big heart. I mean, I know that you have taken on 10 children from the SOS Children's Village out in Ennerdale. You've taken them, you look after them financially and emotionally. You provide them with so much support. Why is this such an important thing for you? Why is this so close to your heart?
I just love kids. You know, that's also the reason why I loved working with the Ndlovu Youth Choir. But, you know, the kids have got so much potential. And so, and if you can make a difference to a child, it carries forward. Because when that child grows up, they have kids.
Yeah.
And they influence their kids.
Yeah.
So it really, it's like a little drop that of influence that you have, then it spreads out into the future. So it's just, you know, it's sort of a no-brainer to do that. Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to let you go without telling us about your upcoming album. It's called In a Different Light. You've got it here. You've brought it along with you. Tell us about that.
Well, it's about well-known songs, or my favorite songs, and we've put it in a different light, like Ed Sheeran's Shape of You, or we did Shallow, you know, Lady Gaga's Shallow that I did with Lady Zamar.
Wow.
Yeah, and Bohemian Rhapsody, Queen's Bohemian Rhapsody that I did with the Charles Duplessis Trio. Sting's Fragile that I did with Lonnie Park, American singer.
A whole range of all of our favorite songs coming together and being delivered in a different light.
Exactly.
Voter, it's so wonderful to have you here, and we're really excited. Thank you so much for all the work that you do for putting our country on the world map. We really appreciate that. And of course, Voter is going absolutely nowhere. He's here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. He's going to be entertaining us throughout the morning here. So stick around. Let us know what you think of the new songs. Connect with us on Facebook, Expresso Morning Show SABC3. Let's go get some coffee.
Okay. Sounds good.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show on this Thursday morning, and it's been quite a riveting one. I mean, we've had engines allowed in the studio.
You got beat by 11-year-old.
Oh, wow. Did you have to tell everyone that? I kind of hoped we'd slip past that a little bit. But anyway, in more exciting news, Voter Kellerman is also going to be performing for us, and we've got some interesting tech news to report. But right now, let's catch you up with the headlines of the morning. Did you have to tell everyone that?
Sorry.
Oh, gosh.
It's just gone off after 7 o'clock. Time for those news headlines. More than 363 billion rand in new investments were pledged by the private and public sector during President Cyril Ramaphosa's investment conference that was in Sandton yesterday. This is 17% more than the figure raised last year during the inaugural investment conference. The completion of the Durban Beachfront Promenade extension, which is now the longest in Africa, will officially be launched next week. The 8-kilometer promenade stretches from the Durban harbour mouth path to the Blue Lagoon. In international headlines, emergency assistance is pouring into Somalia, where more than 300,000 people have been driven from their homes by some of the worst flooding experienced in years. Aid agencies are now perturbed about the risk of malaria and diarrhea. Congressional Democrats have announced the first public hearings next week of their inquiry that could seek to remove U.S. President Donald Trump from office. He denies any wrongdoing. And finally, flanked by a landscape of mountains, the picturesque town of Tulbagh in the Western Cape has for several decades harbored one of the world's rarest plants. Last seen in 1804, Sorrelia cataracta was discovered by Brian Dupree, a PhD student in botany in UCT, or rather at UCT, when he accidentally stumbled on it on a farm near Tulbagh. The type of sweet pea with small white and lilac flowers was declared extinct on the Red Data list of South African plants in 2008. He also rediscovered 2 extinct plants in 2016. Dupree, who expects to find more extinct plant species, says that the sight of this latest one was an exciting one, as exciting as the Boks winning the World Cup. Well, on that note, let's see what's happening in the world of sport. Here's Graham.
Let's kick it off with rugby and still sipping that champagne out of the Webb Ellis Trophy. Springbok loose forward, or loose head prop rather, Tendai Beast and Twararira yesterday sadly announced his retirement from international rugby. That just days after helping South Africa secure a 32-12 win over England to win the 2019 Rugby World Cup in Japan. Then on to football. Our midweek PSL action saw Cape Town City FC claim an emphatic 5-3 win over Polokwane City. Kaizer Chiefs, they extended their lead at the top of the table with a 2-0 win over Chippa United, and AmaZulu FC, they secured a 2-0 win over Stellenbosch FC as well. Staying with the beautiful game, in the UEFA Champions League last night, Tottenham Hotspur thrashed Red Star Belgrade 4-0 in Serbia, and then it was a drama-filled evening with keepers sent off for Manchester City, who shared the spoils with Italian club Atalanta. It was after playing out to a 1-1 draw at the Juventus Stadium. And then staying in Europe, Arsenal's 100% record in the UEFA Europa League came to an end last night. That was after they were held to a 1-1 draw against Vitória Guimarães in Portugal. They'll keep tracking those headlines as we progress this morning.
Just after 7, let's take a look at what's happening on the roads this morning. In Gauteng, Sandton, there has been an accident on the M1 northbound before Greyston off-ramp. EMS are on the scene and delays can be expected in both directions. Please avoid the area and use an alternative route this morning. In the Western Cape Strand, on the N2 inbound, there is a stationary truck off the Reunion Drive obstructing the left lane. Please approach with caution. And lastly, Metro Rail Central Line, there is an extended travel time of 30 to 40 minutes on the Lewistown line due to sets out of service and current infrastructure. Now it's time to have a look at your weather this morning with Jamie Domberg.
Hey, babe, check this.
Fascinating.
You know, I don't mean to brag or anything, but
Don't ruin the moment. Prevent allergies or cold and flu with fast-acting powder nasal spray from the Nexa range. Brought to you by Pharma Dynamics.
Thank you so much, Kutle. Now, we've also asked you at home to send in your sunrise pictures. Linda Macmillan sent us this beautiful sunrise from Durban, where mainly cloudy conditions can be expected with cooler temperatures and a couple of showers, reaching a maximum of 24 degrees. Father Khan also sent us his sunrise from Richards Bay, where partly cloudy conditions can be expected with increasing cloud cover and a thunderstorm in spots late, reaching a maximum of 27 degrees. Now, let's take a look at the rest of the country with Polokwane. A lot of sunshine can be expected with a low of 20, reaching a maximum of 35. Now, the highest temperature in the country is for you, Mbombela, with a low of 17, reaching a peak of 39. Pretoria, also lots of sunshine, so get that sweaters out with a low of 19 and a high of 34. Johannesburg, partly cloudy with a low of 17, peaking at 32. A northwesterly wind can be expected of 20 kilometers per hour for Mahikeng, with a low of 19, reaching a high of 36. Klerksdorp, 15.35, Kimberley 10.31, and Bloemfontein with a low of 9, reaching a maximum of 30. Now, with Richards Bay, we also have partly cloudy with a low of 19 and a high of 27, and thunderstorms can be expected for Pietermaritzburg with a low of 14, reaching a maximum of 27. couple of showers can be expected for Durban with lots of rainfall with a low of 18 peaking at 24, and heavy rainfall can be expected for Mthatha with a low of 8 reaching a high of 22. A couple of showers for East London with a low of 14 peaking at 21, and light drizzle for Craddock with a low of 6 and a high of 30. Strong southwesterly wind of 44 kilometers per hour for Port Elizabeth. George with a low of 12 and a high of 20 can be expected, and the lowest temperature in the country is for you, Sutherland, with an ultimate low of 2 and a high of 16, and light showers for the mother city with a low of 13 and a high of 18. Occasional rain for Worcester with a low of 7 reaching a maximum of 18, and Springbok 9-23, and then lastly Uppington with a low of 13 and 29. It is a Thursday, make it count.
Happy birthday, a very happy birthday to you.
Hey, come on now. It's that time of the morning. All of the excitement peaking right at the top here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. When you hear this tune, you know what time it is. Sometimes we vuvuzela it as well. Yeah. But that means it's because we want to celebrate your birthday.
I see vuvuzela. Vuvuzela.
And then
that was the hip hop. There's the horns, man.
Oh, the beep, 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 beep.
Yeah, exactly.
Tivo Tachi. Hey, it's time to celebrate your birthday. So hopefully you've sent in some love. We've got a video as well. This one is for Mataimani Mulibati. Let's check it out.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Oh, man.
Minim nandi kuwe, minim nandi kuwe, minim nandi kuwe, minim nandi kuwe.
Yeah. Okay, everybody together.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Inspiration.
That's
amazing.
So what is for Mulibati Mataimani, who's turning 56.
Also, a birthday wish coming through to Aluve Matsotso, and this was sent in via WhatsApp by Marlene Slavesh, Zintle Aphiwe, as well as CEO. Here we go.
Hey to you, mine nandi kuwe.
Hey,
mine nandi kuwe. Happy birthday, Aluve.
I don't think I'll ever be able to listen to the happy birthday song the same after
I've heard
today.
2 versions today that I've never heard before.
Thank
I
you
love it,
so
all
much
that
for those
creativity. That's beautiful.
Yeah, thank you. All right, let's get into the messages that have come in. Happy 33rd birthday to my handsome brother Suleiman Sali. This is from your sister Fatima. Then it is also Daisy Stierman's 52nd birthday, and happy birthday to you. Thank God for adding another year to your life. Happy birthday, Daisy.
We've got a birthday wish here. Happy 14th birthday to Kajal. All the best for the future. Have a wonderful day. This is from the Naker family. Happy birthday, Kajal. And then Boo Boo is turning 3 today. Happy 3rd birthday to my lovely son. Boo Boo Mummy loves you very much. Happy birthday, Boo Boo.
Happy 18th birthday to my other daughter, Kim Lottering. May you stay the loving, caring, beautiful and respectful woman that you are. God bless you more. We love you. And this is from Mommy, Daddy, Mikhail, Justin, Ashlyn and Leah as well. Then we wish Caitlin a happy 12th birthday. Stay the awesome and sweet person you are. May God richly bless you with many more years to come. We love you so much, Gesighi. And this is from all of your family.
So sweet, so sweet. It's also Rahim's birthday today. It says here, may God bless and keep you safe. And may you have a joyful life. Happy birthday to you, Rahim. We love you like jelly dots from your mum, Lyndall, and brother, Joshua. Happy birthday. Also, one for Keshni Naidu. It says, wishing Keshni Naidu a happy 30th birthday. May God bless you more. Lots of love and kisses. It's from Jenny, from Mel, Mershin, and Mama. Have a blessed day.
And then a message that reads, Slamat on your 45th birthday, sister. May Allah grant you more taqwa, iman, gir, and lots of barakah in your life. May He also grant you with good health, strength, inshallah, from your one and only sister, Shamiga, Amir, and family. So this is for Munira. Happy birthday to you, and happy birthday to my beautiful mom, Elise. May the good Lord bless you and give you all of the desires of your heart. Lots of love from Algerade, Austin, and Teatro. So happy birthday to Elise.
Happy birthday, everyone. If it's your birthday, happy birthday to you. But of course, if you know any one of your loved ones celebrating their birthday and you want to show them some love here on your Feel Good Breakfast show, send us a WhatsApp video. Sing them a happy birthday song. 071-6406-551. We're on standby. But of course, you can still email us birthdays@kadova.tv. And if it's your birthday, happy birthday to you.
Guess what? Courtesy of Dion Wired, we have new prizes for you. Up for grabs is an Epson printer and Samsung tablet bundle, a Nintendo Switch Lite, and a super stylish Smeg toaster and kettle combo. Simply SMS the keyword Dion Wired, your name and email address to 33728 to win. Plus, when you SMS in, you are entered into the grand prize draw to win a Tech Dash in a Dion Wired worth 100,000 Rand. Winning has never been so easy.
Are you getting the flute? Just a touch. And a little bit more track.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. This is Expresso on this rainy Thursday in Cape Town. Listen, man, earlier on we had a conversation about social media,
Yes.
you know, and the effects that it has on our mental health. But
Yeah.
today we're just looking into, you know, the different apps that come with social media. I mean, it has for years tried to get into the hardware game in order to integrate its services more seamlessly with the device. Remember the HTC Facebook phone, Snapchat glasses, or Amazon Fire phone? Now, TikTok has released a smartphone in China.
Okay. All right. Okay. So what's the deal with this phone?
I mean, the new TikTok phone is available in China now and costs the equivalent of just over $400. TikTok, formerly known as Musical.ly, has become a sensation in a short amount of time. It is a massive growth, a huge part of which came from China that TikTok is trying to tap into with this smartphone. That's big.
That's quite
big. I mean, my niece is also like very much involved in TikTok.
Yeah.
I see all of those videos that she takes, and I'm just like, girl.
I'm still lagging behind. I see everyone having so much fun with it. I still need to get on that.
No, we're not.
I didn't even have Twitter 2 days ago, so how do I still have TikTok? Imagine.
I mean, TikTok, the TikTok app can be accessed on the phone simply by swiping up on the lock screen, giving users quick access to the interface and quick posting ability. The phone is also relatively cheap if you take into consideration that it has flag flagship specs, although we'll need to see how good that camera is for taking TikTok videos.
Okay, so that's going to be very interesting. So now you've got the app,
Yes.
and now you actually have an actual device that's been manufactured specifically to serve the app and to create such interesting content in that way. That's going to be fun.
That's definitely going to be fun.
Definitely. Now, I don't even know this, but big changes are happening in Microsoft. Now, there is a major change coming to the new mobile Office app from Microsoft. Interestingly, though, the company has decided to combine Word, Excel, and PowerPoint into a new mobile Office app. How cool is that? And this is meant to streamline the process of using separately or linking between the different apps. Amazing, right? The new app is now a central hub for Microsoft to showcase all of the new features it has been gradually adding to Word, Excel, and PowerPoint in the recent months. There's also a prominent action section that includes the ability to transfer files from your computer to a phone, convert images into text or tables, scan pictures into PDFs, and even scan QR codes.
Oh, wow.
How cool is that?
That's going to make life more easy. To be
Convenient.
very
convenient.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, these features are a lot more difficult to get into the previous version of the app, and Microsoft believes that they will be used a lot more on mobile devices. So everything is going to be on the phone.
Because we're on the move, baby girl. We are on the move.
Literally on the move. And is it going to be a Bluetooth type of vibe? Via computer and phone.
Like infrared. But other than that, the new mobile Office app, Microsoft has also unveiled a new design for the Office logo, calling it their Fluid Design logo. The new overarching Office logo is a more colorful version of the flat orange icon the company has been using in recent years. So they're upgrading.
Absolutely.
Upgrade.
Sure, the world of tech. If you think you can keep up, think again. There's always something interesting. Thank you so much, ladies, for that. Of course, if you have found any interesting tech news out there, why don't you share them with us on our Facebook page, Expresso Morning Show SABC3, and hopefully this has inspired you to look at tech slightly differently. Right now, though, it's time for us to see what's happening in the world of insurance, car insurance.
Over the past few weeks, we've had the privilege of sitting down with the amazing team from Standard Bank to undergo a major education around short-term insurance. In particular, we've taken a closer look at car insurance and how to navigate all of the options that are available to us, which can be a little bit confusing. All this to ensure that we get the most out of our monthly premium. So this morning, I'm joined by Nolwandle Mabalo to share some of the key insights that have emerged and how we can all implement them. Nolwandle, thank you so much again for the long journey that we've been on. It really has been interesting and informative, and I think ultimately it's all about us being able to ask the right questions, to be empowered. But maybe now I can ask you, as we kind of enter into our final leg of this journey, to sum up some of the key insights. Maybe you can give me 5 of your top tips when it comes to navigating short-term insurance.
Thanks, Graham, for the opportunity once again. I think it's over the last while, we've spoken about a number of aspects relating to short-term. I think the first point, I think it's important for the customers to understand the terms of your policy. What are you covered for? And it has to actually align to your lifestyle and your needs. It's important. I know it's quite daunting when you get that quite bulky document pack. It's difficult to go through, but it is actually quite essential that you go through line by line to understand the terms of your policy, in what situation you're covered, what are you liable for as well as a consumer.
Read the fine print.
Certainly.
Absolutely love that. What do you say or suggest in that space when looking at the financial risk of not being insured?
Especially, I mean, reflecting now in the last while, I think we're experiencing quite tough economic conditions. If you're looking in terms of the macro aspect, the first thing people look at in terms of what is it that they're spending and where they're spending. And it's always unfortunate that insurance is up the list in terms of being the first to be cancelled in some situations. It is actually quite short-sighted to look at that purely from a point of I'm saving for now, because as long as you're still in the position of those assets, they still need to be protected. It's not if, it's when it happens.
It still has a value on your books.
It has a value, and you're still driving that vehicle, you're still living in that house, and you've got valuable assets that are within there. So the risk to actually either to having those assets being lost or damaged, it still remains. So it's important from a FOI's point of view to ensure that you keep your insurance, and there's various ways in which you can actually start saving.
How has technology been helping us?
And you've got trackers, you've got also telematics, which benefit the customer both from a premium point of view, but also mitigating the risk of further loss. So from a point of addressing the premium aspect, one could look in terms of using technology, the benefits of which we as Standard Insurance have is the telematics, where we actually, you assess your driving behavior and you're in a position to actually get discounts based on that driving behavior, which is a big plus in terms of saving as well as in terms of your spend for insurance. And also you can actually reduce your premium by looking at your excess. Reducing your excess could actually also have an impact on your premiums from a point of if you increase the excess, it actually can help you reduce your premium that you pay monthly. And that's one way in which people can actually also look in terms of saving without cancelling the policy.
Yeah, I was going to say a great way to start looking at bringing that premium down. It's amazing, since we first spoke about telematics, I've been thinking so much about how I corner. Am I a safe cornerer when I'm driving? But it's a great way to also, I think, become a bit more introspective about your driving habits, which might help in avoiding future accidents as well. So there is a number of layers of knock-on benefit there. Maybe an extension of our technical, take-homes, being able to connect to an app. How does that help us?
Well, it's actually quite simple. It's from a point you download the app, and the minute you actually download that app, you activate it. You basically monitor your driving behavior. And the beauty is you don't have to stay engaged beyond the 300 kilometers.
Wow.
After the 300 kilometers, we're in a position to actually offer you a quote, which could actually either render you getting up to the maximum of that discount, which currently we're looking at about up to 30% discount on your premium.
Sure.
And it's a value add which one can actually use to mitigate, again, the risk of further losses, but also in terms of savings from a point of the macroeconomic conditions that we earlier spoke to.
I think the biggest question, whether you're looking to get your first insurance relationship, whether you are looking to swap, there are so many different choices out there, so many different options available to us. How do we go about selecting the right relationship for us?
Well, there's two ways, Graham. Obviously, with technology today, you can go online to search for some of the direct players. And if you've got your broker, please speak to your broker, because the broker will actually give you and direct you to the right channels. For Standard Insurance, we're available online, and our call center is actually available to take those calls. It's important to actually deal with reputable service providers across. And you can actually access that easily on the internet in terms of the service ratings, the claims experience, the things that are important to you, as well as compare from a premium point of view.
Educate yourself, which we have done, and compare. Hold all organizations up to that light and make sure that you've found the right fit for you. And hopefully this has left you with that same sense of understanding, of comfort, which is not something we often apply to the accident space, something that can be quite terrifying, but it's all about protecting what matters most to us. And you're never going to get a free consultation like that again. So hopefully you really have appreciated it, and you've taken down as many notes as possible. It's never too late or too early to educate yourself and ask those right questions so that you can protect what matters most to you. Our car, our house, its contents, it matters most to us. So get a quote. We've made it even easier for you to score through that quote. Simply SMS the keyword insure to 30788, and then the Standard Insurance team will give you a call back and give you that quote. And as a nice added incentive, when you get the quote, you are also entered into the running to win a Samsung Galaxy S10. Very nice. But remember that standard rates do apply, and you can find all those terms and conditions online.
Get an insurance quote and stand a chance to win one of 6 Samsung S10 smartphones. Simply SMS the keyword insure to 30788 for a callback and a quote, and you could be a winner.
Oh, get those cars insured. Thank you very much, Standard Bank. Okay, Wouter, so we were just talking now about the fact that you've been all over the world. You've wowed audiences in every single part of the world that I can imagine. Is there any one place that you haven't been to that's on your bucket list? You've got to see it and perform at?
I haven't performed at the Sydney Opera House, and it's such an iconic building and such an iconic place, so I'd love to perform there.
When are you telling them that we're coming?
I've told them already.
Okay.
I'm just waiting for them to agree.
They haven't seen the email. I'll push. In the meantime, Sis Princess makes the most delicious coffee in the world. So she's made a nice macchiato for you, right?
Oh,
Yes,
thank you.
macchiato.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you.
That's voted. Of course, he's here on your Feel Good Breakfast show, giving us the sounds of his latest album. It's called In a Different Light. You're going to be blown away, and such a feel-good time. We'll see you after this.
Yes, Nana.
This is it. After weeks of grueling challenges and intense boardroom deliberations, it all comes down to this. Only 3 of the top 5 will win the opportunity of a lifetime when they are declared the winners of the next brand ambassador. Tune in to see the judges' final verdicts and find out who will be victorious. That's the grand finale of the next brand ambassador. Tonight at 7:30 p.m. on SABC3.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Yeah, listening to the beautiful sounds of Wouter Kellerman on your Feel Good Breakfast show, Expresso on SABC3 on this Thursday morning. We will be experiencing a live performance from him very soon. But in the meantime, let's quickly get you up to date with the latest news headlines. But make sure that you stay tuned for a performance from Wouter Kellerman.
And time for us to take a look at those news headlines once more. More than 363 billion rand in new investments was pledged by the private and public sector during President Cyril Ramaphosa's investment conference in Sandton yesterday. This is 17% more than the figure raised last year during the inaugural investment conference. The completion of the Durban Beachfront Promenade extension, which is now the longest in Africa, will officially be launched next week. The 8-kilometer promenade stretches from the Durban harbour mouth to the Blue Lagoon. In international news, emergency assistance is pouring into Somalia, where more than 300,000 people have been driven from their homes by some of the worst flooding experienced in years. Aid agencies are now perturbed about the risk of malaria and diarrhea. Congressional Democrats have announced the first public hearings next week of their inquiry that could seek to remove U.S. President Donald Trump from office. He denies any wrongdoing. And finally, bad news this morning is that the Boks need to stop sipping champagne from the Rugby World Cup trophy. Jewelry experts say that the acid contained in champagne will cause damage. The good news is that the Webb Ellis Cup will survive this week's celebrations, as damage doesn't take place that quickly. Jeweler Cecil Khan told Business Insider that in the long term, that kind of typical sporting celebration would cause the gold plating on the trophy to peel. Fortunately, he says, if celebrations don't get too wild and protracted, a good wash ever so often, ideally immediately after use, will do. The cup is officially cared for by goldsmiths and silversmiths Thomas Light in London, also the UK monarchy's official goldsmith. On that note, that's where we leave it. Here's Graham with a look at your sport.
Still sipping his champagne, Springbok loose head prop Tendai Beast Mtwararira yesterday sadly announced his retirement from international rugby. That, of course, just days after helping South Africa secure that very memorable 32-12 win over England to win the 2019 Rugby World Cup in Japan. And on to our midweek PSL action, we saw Cape Town City FC claim an emphatic 5-3 win over Polo City. Kaizer Chiefs extended their lead at the top of the table with a 2-0 win over Chippa United, while AmaZulu FC secured a 2-0 win over Stellenbosch FC. A little further afield in the UEFA Champions League last night, Tottenham Hotspur thrashed Red Star Belgrade 4-0 in Serbia, and it was a drama-filled evening for Manchester City with a keeper sent off. They shared the spoils with Italian club Atalanta after playing out to a 1-1 draw at the Gewis Stadium. And then staying in Europe, Arsenal's 100% record in the UEFA Europa League came to an end last night after they were held to a 1-1 draw against Vitória Guimarães in Portugal. We expand on those headlines in a half hour.
Let's have a look at what's happening on the roads this morning in Gauteng, Pretoria. In the Pretoria CBD, several roads are restricted to traffic for the Springboks Victory Parade. Routes affected include Jan Schroeber Park, Paul Kruger and Lillian Ngoyi, as well as Linwood. Please avoid these roads this morning. In the Western Cape, Bellville, on the N1 inbound, there is congestion between Yip de Jager Drive and Koeberg Interchange. The average traveling speed is 25 kilometers an hour with delays up to 20 minutes. And in the Metro Rail, in the Northern Line rather, there's an extended travel time of 20 to 30 minutes on the Strand and Mildersvlei line due to current infrastructure conditions and set out of service. Now it's time to have a look at your weather with Jamie.
Thank you so much, Kutle, for that update on what the roads are doing. But we've also asked you to send in your sunrise pictures. Now, JP sent us this from his sunrise from Robertson, where times of sun and clouds can be expected with increasing cloud cover and cooler but pleasant temperatures throughout the country, reaching a maximum of 21 degrees. Now, Natasha Smith also sent us this sunrise from Tankwa Karoo, where cloudy conditions can be expected with a light breeze and chilly temperatures in the evening, reaching a maximum of 18 degrees. Now, let's have a look at what of the rest of the country is looking at. Polokwane, lots of sunshine can be expected with a low of 20 and a high of 35. Now, the highest temperature in the country is for you, Mbombela, with a low of 17 and a high of 39. Pretoria, lots of sunshine can be expected as well, with a low of 19, reaching a high of 34. Johannesburg, 17, 32, and a northwesterly wind of 20 kilometers per hour can be expected for Mahikeng, with a low of 19, peaking at 36. Klerksdorp, 15, 35. Kimberley, partly cloudy with 10 and a maximum of 31. Bloemfontein, reaching a low of 9 and a maximum of 30. Richards Bay, also partly cloudy with a 19 low and a maximum of 27. Thunderstorms can be expected for Pietermaritzburg with a low of 14, peaking at 27. And thunder showers can be expected for Durban with a low of 18, reaching a maximum of 24. Heavy rainfall can be expected for Mthatha with a low of 8, reaching a maximum of 22, and a couple of showers for East London with 14-21. Light drizzle for Craddock with a low of 6, maximum of 30, and a strong southwesterly wind of 44 kilometers per hour for Port Elizabeth. Now, George is 12-20. The lowest temperature in the country is for you, Sutherland, reaching an all low of 2 and a high of 16, so get that jacket out. Light showers for the mother city with a low of 13 and a high of 18, and occasional rain for Worcester with a low of 7, reaching a maximum of 18. Springbok is 9-23, and lastly, Uppington with 13-29. We'll be back on the hour with more updates, but for now, whatever you do on this Thursday, make it count.
And we surely are making it count on this Thursday morning. Wouter Kellerman in the studio, about to regale us with one of these beautiful songs, with his beautiful flute as well, a song called Wind. Stuff there. Oh, Grammy Award-winning musician Vusi Mahlasela on your Feel Good Breakfast show. I was wondering, when you're performing and you close your eyes, where is it that you travel to in your mind as you perform?
Into the music, you know, and it's just, it's what I live for, actually. It's the music, and the live performance is actually the highlight.
Yeah.
All the work that you do, when you perform it live, you can just go into the music and enjoy yourself and enjoy the music.
And we certainly do enjoy it. It's an absolutely beautiful thing to see and to experience. Thank you very much. We have 2 more performances coming up from Vusi Mahlasela on your Feel Good Breakfast show. Let us know what you thought about that performance. The song is called Wind, so head on over to our Expresso Morning Show SABC3 Facebook page and hit us up in the comments. We're going to take a short break and we'll see you on the other side.
Join former Miss World Dr. Raleen Strauss and the ever so suave Nico Panaggio as they host this year's Pink Polo, presented by Biomedical Emporium on the 9th of November at Valdevie Estate. With proceeds going to breast cancer awareness, be part of SA's Who's Who saying hello to summer with a day of polo, fashion, sunshine and celebrity in the winelands at the Pink Polo, presented by Biomedical Emporium.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to it. It is your feel-good breakfast show. It's Expresso Live right here on SABC3. It's a Thursday. You know what we do on Thursdays? It's Fashion Thursdays. Because we are influential, residential, and presidential fashion. Now, so often we wake up and think, what to wear today? Another busy day on the run, and it feels like you reach for the same dress or the same pair of jeans over and over again. Does that happen to you? I'm sure it happens to a lot of people. Well, it's time to shake things up and flip things upside down, ladies. Why don't you join us in chatting more about how to dress from the bottom up?
Absolutely, Tabsy. I mean, working your look from your summer sandals up is a fresh spin on your unique style this season with the beautiful selection of sandals from Woolworths. Fashion stylist Bronwyn Day, everybody, is here to give us tips on how to give your footwear the limelight and center stage for any occasion for the summer.
Good morning, guys.
Bronwyn, I know you only bring good news, so when I see you, I'm excited. I start buzzing. But what inspired this trend of switching things up and making sandals a focus for the season?
So, Tabs, from the runways, we saw a lot of summer sandals for evening wear. So it's become a very big trend to wear a flat sandal or a strappy sandal with an evening dress, which is really amazing. So whilst you can still wear your heels, the flat sandals also having a big moment, and very light strappy sandals. There's so much out there, and it's just all about focusing on your footwear first and then getting dressed afterwards, which
it's
is
all
very
about
cool.
pairing your outfit with your shoes instead of your shoes with your outfit.
Exactly. Exactly.
I mean, there's so many fashion trends, and sometimes it seems like they're just too much, and you don't really know which one to follow. You know, from your gladiator sandals to your simple strap sandals, your dual strap sandals. As a stylist, for someone who's fashion forward, what advice would you give, you know, us?
For the season.
For the season.
So there are lots of trends, as we were saying, Claire, and I'm really loving the faux snake trend, as you can see here on the grid. I'm wearing them as well. I really love them. And it's like
on there.
70s, and it's all back. So there's a lot of faux snake, leopard print, and then a lot of leather. I'm also really loving the khaki tone. So safari chic is a very big look. As well as metallics. So that's a very big detail as well. The Asian print, there's Asian prints from the runways that are also influencing footwear. And basically, the thong sandal is very, very big as well. Very, very big.
I see it's definitely gained lots and lots of popularity. But safari chic is one that is really taking over and coming through so heavily. Please take us through how you've paired all of these looks, also incorporating this safari chic into the elements.
So, Tabs, I actually literally went around Woolworths and chose the shoes first and then built the outfits up from the bottom up. Because I wanted to give myself this challenge as well. I think it's a really cool way of shaking up your wardrobe. So I've paired these sort of really beautiful metallic thong sandals that are really glitzy, and I love those. And even though it's a flat, it's got a very nice glamorous feel. So it still feels smart enough to wear with a beautiful trouser, and I've paired it with a sort of zebra pop of red. The wedge sandal, very, very big for summer and very comfortable. Khaki tones mixed with a utility dress, some fun sunglasses. Just really cool, light, and when it's really hot, just a great look. This is a lot of print. I'm loving this. A little bit more jungle, mixed with 70s, mixed with sort of African, and I love the paired faux snake there. And going on to your side, shorts, very big, the linen khaki shorts with the leather thong sandal with the metallic detail. As well as the last two looks, the flat sandal with the gold detail, which is really sophisticated, with the wild jungle print trousers.
I love them.
Aren't they cute? They've just come into store now. I love those. And then the mini skirt. Those are very cool for you, Claire. And then on the left, far left, is the jungle print cami, which is very big, with a strappier heel. So if you prefer a more classic heel, that's also really great with a black buckle detail.
Stunning. I mean, the one thing I think that stands out for me across all of these sandals and these looks that you put together, we'll start with the shoes because we're starting from the bottom up.
Bottom up.
Is the opportunity to use is so broad because the ability to wear these going out, let's say, on a safari or going out for lunch, but also equally if you were going out on a serious night out, let's say you're going out on date night, most of these would work there as well.
Absolutely. So if you're wearing a flat sandal, then you could add some bling on the top or some jewelry. But again, if your shoes do the talking, the rest of your outfit just kind of, it has to all be paired together. And again, you want your footwear to be able to work from day to night. So all of these can work from day into into evening. Possibly your thong sandal you might want to change into a wedge or something for the evening. But at the end of the day, really lots of comfort and lots of style.
I love the variety and the differences. It's all-encompassing and it's accommodating from bedazzled to a very simple, you know, brown sandal.
Yes.
Okay, I can't imagine how the ladies are going to find this decision-making easy. They might want to go buy all of them. These sandals don't get you on the move in style. Nothing else will. If they fail, then nothing else will, absolutely. But all of these awesome styles, as well as clothing and accessories, you can find them in stores, online, or on the Woolies app.
Yes, so be sure to give your unique style a place under the sun with these must-have sandals from Woolworths.
The International Flower...
I am not coming into...
Flower show happens globally and is quite a hit in the flower...
Man, I'll give it a go. Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it.
Now, I don't know about you, but there's also flower power, and this is something so special for South African landscapers and designers. So if you want to get into that green fingers, rather, then, yeah, it's all about flower power.
I think this is going to inspire you. You don't have to travel across the entire globe to experience an international flower show. In fact, Johannesburg has brought it right to your doorstep with the first ever Johannesburg International Flower Show, and it is a sight for sore eyes.
The International Flower Show happens globally and is quite a hit in the flower lovers community. This amazing show travels all over the world and is now in Johannesburg for the very first time. I've been invited to see this amazing show and also join a talk about heritage roses. Come with me. Mike, tell us more about the Johannesburg International Flower Show and how it came about.
Flower shows worldwide are becoming a very, very important part of what goes on, and part of the tourist attractions of big cities. And they happen in all of the major cities in the world. South Africa doesn't have a major flower show, and we are so excited to bring the first international flower show to Johannesburg. There are so many people who have the hobby of working in the garden. People love flowers, and to watch the best of the best at work, and then they can share their secrets with you. It's just fantastic. And we've been lucky enough to have international judges at this show. They've shared some of their secrets, and people are just loving the presentations.
So, Debbie, tell me more about the Heritage Roses demonstration that you had today.
Today, I am so privileged to have shared my passion and my love for the old roses. I came and I hail from the Eastern Cape, and I'm finally in Johannesburg sharing the 10 most prolific, hardy roses that I would grow that come from the 16th, 17th and 18th century. They're part of our heritage, they're part of a legacy that others have given us, and it's our duty and our privilege to take them from this generation to the next.
So Debbie I met when I went and did a floral design demonstration in a place called Dordrecht in the Eastern Cape, in the middle of nowhere. So a whole bunch of ladies from a gardening club, and I was obviously creating floral designs that I foraged out of their forests and in their gardens. And Debbie did a talk after me on heritage roses, which blew me away. The passion that she has for roses, the knowledge bank she has, her creativity, the products she's made, just warmed my heart so much. And I said, you've got to come to the Joburg Flower Show and do a talk for us and sell your products here and showcase and just educate people about the heritage roses. So that's how I met Debbie.
Edendale is a beautiful place to visit, and if you're down in the Eastern Cape and that part of our beautiful land, South Africa, it really is worth a visit to Edendale. Debbie is passionate about her heritage roses, as you will see from her cards, her new tablecloths that she's just produced. And this talk just put it all into perspective for me, that she carries it from her garden, from her beautiful blooms, right through to the smallest little card, to the scented rose soaps, and now into these magnificent tablecloths that she's making.
It is absolutely amazing. The gardens are amazing, the people are amazing, the energy is so fabulous. It's just like there's this livingness, and I am so privileged to be here to share the old roses. We, the old roses and I, are delighted to be here.
South Africa has some of the most creative people, and we have some of the best floral material. We've got great flowers in South Africa. We export them. And it's only right that we have a world-class flower show that foreigners will flock into the country to come and see. And this show will just keep on improving. We need to get it right up there to the best standards in the world.
I fed my love for gardens and flowers at the Johannesburg International Flower Show. And I learned a lot from Debbie with the heritage flowers, or rather heritage roses talk. Look, that's it for me, Misa Kaiser. I'm happy and in heaven. Remain flower power.
Well, 'tis the season to be joyful, and I'm sure everyone will be having a great time at the Johannesburg Flower Show. But on to things that are a lot more gritty right now. MSL T20.
It's
happening. 2.0,
right
baby.
around the corner. It is awesome to be welcoming a host of marquee players into our studios. Shamsi, welcome to it, my man.
Good to be here.
You are part of a superstar lineup in Polo Rocks. How are you feeling about the season?
Yeah, really excited. You know, last year we had a great campaign. It was definitely the most fun team to be in, and I'm really glad that I'm back with the Polo Rocks.
Yeah, going to win it. Going to win it this year.
Course, yeah, this weekend, the big opener of the second edition of the Mzansi Super League. Ensure that you don't miss out on that. We'll continue our chat with Tabrez Shamsi just on the other side of break.
Support Crush in giving away another 20,000 pairs of school shoes to children in need. Buy a Crush, dial the number on the pack, and stand the chance to win your share of 500,000 Rand. Hashtag share the goodness. Made with love by Clover.
Don't do so.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. This is your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso, on SABC3. It's a Thursday morning, and it's so good to be in your company. Of course, right now, in anticipation for the big weekend ahead, the opening of the Mzansi Super League, the second edition. And this year, the MSL Polo Rocks team, of course, they are even bigger and even better. And the Cape Winelands team has a host of Proteas stars, including skipper Faf du Plessis, JP Dumini, Aiden Markram, and, of course, Tabrez Shamsi, who joins us in studio this morning to chat about that all-important local derby in their season opener against the Cape Town Blitz this Sunday. What a game that's going to be. I'm sure there must be nerves right now, Shamsi.
Yeah, it's always, you know, it's actually exciting times for us because especially we're taking on the Cape Town Blitz.
Yeah.
It's a big rivalry. It wasn't meant to be, but I mean, you know, Cape Town, Paul, there's always a little something in there.
Yeah.
So we're really looking forward to it.
So I think let's start on a personal level. I know you've had a couple of injury woes. How are you doing personally? How are you feeling about the next 5 weeks of challenge?
I'm really excited. You know, this time of the year is really exciting for all the players. I'm really looking forward to the MSL. We get away from our normal franchises, you know, get to mingle with the guys that we're normally playing against. So it's really nice to be in Paul. And we definitely have the best fan base as well. So it's nice to play in front of our crowd.
We know all about the crowd in Paul, man. They bring the spirit, they bring the geest. But take us into the change room a little bit. Give us a bit of an insight into how the team is doing, the team dynamic, given the season that's passed, what we're going into right now, and how you go about preparing for a local derby like this.
Yeah, like I said, you know, it's all excitement at the moment. We don't know what's to come. All the teams are really strong. So is ours. But we definitely have the most flair in the change room, you know. You know, the guys that we have in the change room are characters. There's the dancers, there's the jokers, there's the magicians.
I was going to say
You know, we've got it all covered. And what tops it off is our fan base that we have at the ground.
What is it about Paarl, do you think, that makes it such a... It was really the standout venue for me last year. There was quite something to be said about the atmosphere there, but the second you step in, you know, it gets real really quickly. What is it about Paarl, man?
I think it's just the fun factor that we have in our change room, you know. We've got a guy like Faf that's leading the team. He's pretty relaxed. And when we're out there, we just go there to have fun, you know. Cricket, of course, it's the main factor why we're all there, but you know, you play better when you're having fun, and that's our motto.
Very true.
I love that.
If we were to delve a bit more into the competition and also from a personal perspective, which team are you looking forward to facing the most, and perhaps some of the marquee players that you're looking at playing against and really relishing that opportunity?
You know, it's always a great challenge taking on someone like Quinton de Kock.
Yeah.
We've grown up together, so you know, it's always nice to get him out, and he always...
Who's got whose number?
I think we're pretty even at this moment. He wouldn't agree.
Sessions that nobody sees,
Yeah,
right?
the next 5 weeks will tell,
I always tell him, you know, he's a good player of spin because he grew up facing the best. So he enjoys that kind of a comment. But yeah, you know, I'm really looking forward to taking him on. We've got the special bond, you know, where we always want to push each other.
Excellent.
And I'm definitely going to be trying to get him out, but hopefully he's already out before I have to come and bowl.
A team black. But yeah, we're going to see something special. You mentioned obviously the magician in the house. Are we going to see the first of all the proper phone call? Is the shoe coming out again?
Yeah, of course.
This year?
You know, if I'm taking wickets, best believe there'll be phone calls taking place. And yeah, you know, you'll have to come to the game to actually find out.
I mean, I'm still blown away at that celebration last year at the stadium where you pulled a stick out of your arm after getting a wicket. I'm like, how on earth did you get this right? Do you always have a trick up your sleeve?
Well, look, as a bowler and a leg spinner, you know, I'm always trying to bamboozle the batsman. But, you know, like I mentioned, the fun factor. If I'm having fun on the field, I feel that I'm playing better. So, yeah, there'll be something new this year as well.
Do you have something for us now? I feel like I've become a fan of the Tabrez.
I know, man. I'm sitting here like a 4-year-old child just waiting.
Give me something. Do you have something for me?
Yeah, you know, you're actually in luck, because if I just pull out...
No.
Oh, my word. If I just pull out my hanky here from my pocket, see, if we have a look here, I've got a black hanky and I have a white hanky.
Yeah.
But if you really focus and you really, really want something in life, all you got to do is blow on it.
What?
And you can...
Oh, my word! What?
Anything's possible if you really want to make it happen.
Oh, man. And he's inspiring the children. Oh, Shams, you're a legend, man. Thank you so much, dude, for coming out to visit us, first of all, and spreading some of that love, as you say. That's what it's about at Paarl Rocks, is the enjoyment of the game. But make no mistake, it's going to get competitive on Sunday, so all the best of luck. I have a feeling you might have Quinny's number this weekend, if he's still in by that stage. But, of course, you can catch all of the Mzansi Super League live on SABC Sport. So good to have it on Freezer. I think it's a massive thing.
Absolutely. And of course, match number 1 coming up sees the Jersey Stars taking on Cape Town Blitz on Friday, the 8th of November. That game at 5:30 at Wanderers Stadium. And then, of course, we talk about Durban Heat taking on the Tshwane Spartans on Saturday, the 9th. And then the Paarl Rocks versus Cape Town Blitz, Sunday, the 10th of November, 10 a.m. Get there early. Book your seats because it is fast fun for all. Plus, you get to see Shamsi on the field.
The magician.
It's just hit 8 o'clock. Let's take a final look at your news headlines here on your Feel Good Breakfast show. More than 363 billion rand in new investments were pledged by the private and public sector during President Cyril Ramaphosa's investment conference in Sandton yesterday. This is 17% more than the figure raised last year during the inaugural investment conference. The completion of the Durban Beachfront Promenade extension, which is now the longest in Africa, will officially be launched next week. The 8-kilometer promenade stretches from the Durban harbour mouth to the Blue Lagoon. In international news, emergency assistance is pouring into Somalia, where more than 300,000 people have been driven from their homes by some of the worst flooding experienced in years. Aid agencies are now perturbed about the risk of malaria and diarrhea. Congressional Democrats have announced the first public hearings next week of their inquiry that could seek to remove U.S. President Donald Trump from office. He denies any wrongdoing. And finally, flanked by a landscape of mountains, the picturesque town of Tulbagh in the Western Cape has for several decades harbored one of the world's rarest plants. Last seen in 1804, Soralea cataracta was discovered by Brian Dupree, a PhD student in botany at UCT, when he accidentally stumbled on it on a farm near Tulbagh. The type of sweet pea with small white and lilac flowers was declared extinct on the Red Data list of South African plants in 2008. He also rediscovered 2 extinct plants in 2016. Dupree, who expects to find more extinct plant species, says that the sight of this latest one was as exciting as the Boks winning the World Cup. On that streak, it's time for us to see a final look at the sports. Here's Graham.
Kicking off with rugby news, Springbok loose head prop Tendai Beast Mtwara Rira yesterday sadly announced his retirement from international rugby. That just days after helping South Africa secure that very memorable 32-12 win over England to win the 2019 Rugby World Cup in Japan. Bringing it back home, midweek PSL action saw Cape Town City FC claim an emphatic 5-3 win over Polokwane City, while Kaizer Chiefs extended their lead at the top of the table after a 2-0 win over Chippa United, and Amazulu secured that 2-0 win over Stellenbosch FC. A little further afield in the UEFA Champions League last night, Tottenham Hotspur, they thrashed Red Star Belgrade 4-0 in Serbia, and it was a drama-full evening for Manchester City with a keeper being sent off. They shared the spoils with Italian club Atalanta after playing to a 1-1 draw at the Gewis Stadium. And staying in Europe, Arsenal's 100% record in the UEFA Europa League came to an end last night. That was after they held to a 1-1 draw against Vitória Guimarães in Portugal. And that's a wrap of your sport for this Thursday morning.
Final look at your traffic this morning in Gauteng, Pretoria. In the Pretoria CBD, several roads are restricted to traffic for the Springboks Victory Parade. Routes are affected, including Jan Schreber Park, Paul Kruger and Lillian Goyi, as well as Linwood. Please avoid these roads this morning. In the Western Cape, De Doorns, there's protest action on the N1 route before De Doorns. The road is closed and causing heavy delays. Please avoid the area and use an alternative route this morning. And lastly, Metro Rail Monte Vista line. There is an extended travel time of 30 to 40 minutes on the Monte Vista line due to sets out of service, current infrastructure conditions and defective track circuits at Kentermaid and between Monte Vista and De Grendel. It's time for your weather update.
A 0 account with 0 surprises. That's different.
Money. This is a final look at your weather. Now, we have asked you all morning to send in your pictures of the sunrise. And so thank you so much to Shamisa van Wyk for your amazing sunrise from Worcester and Umpo Logodimo for your sunrise from Johannesburg East, as well as Linda Macmillan for your beautiful sunrise picture this morning from Durban. Father Khan for your sunrise all the way from Richards Bay, as well as JP Malherba for your sunrise from Robertson. And then lastly, Natasha Smith for your sunrise from Tankwa Karoo. Thank you so much for those beautiful pictures. Now let's take a look at the rest of the country's weather update. In Polokwane, lots of sunshine can be expected with a low of 20, reaching a high of 35. Now the highest temperature can be found in Mbobela. That is for you with a low of 17, reaching an all-time high of 39. So get that sunblock ready. Pretoria with a low of 19 and a high of 34. Johannesburg, partly cloudy, can be expected with a low of 17, reaching an ultimate high of 32. Northwesterly wind of 20 kilometers per hour for Mahikeng with a low of 19, peaking at 36. Klerksdorp with 15, 35. Kimberley, partly cloudy as well with a low of 10, reaching a maximum of 31. Bloemfontein, 9, 30. Richards Bay, 19, 27. Thunderstorms can be expected for Pietermaritzburg with a low of 14, peaking at 27. A couple of showers for Durban with a low of 18, reaching a maximum of of 24, and heavy rainfall for Umtata with a low of 8, reaching a maximum of 22. A couple of showers for East London with a low of 14, peaking at 21, and a light drizzle for you, Craddock, with a low of 6, maximum of 30. Strong southwesterly wind of 44 kilometers per hour for Port Elizabeth with a low of 14, reaching a maximum of 21. George, 12, 20. Now the lowest temperature in the country is for you, Sutherland, with an all low of 2 and a maximum of 16, so get that jacket out. Light showers for the mother city, Cape Town, with a low of 13, reaching a high of 18, and occasional rain can be expected for Worcester with a low of 7 and a high of 18. Springbok 9:23, and then lastly Uppington with 13:29. It is a Thursday, and make sure to make it count.
Well, time for some more music on your Feel Good Breakfast show on this Thursday morning. You might want to sit down, enjoy your cup of tea or coffee, whatever it is that you enjoy. Maybe your breakfast as well. We've got award-winning flutist Wouter Kellerman in our studio, and he's about to perform a song called Told You So. welcome on your Feel Good Breakfast Show with I Told You So. Tell us about this interesting story behind this song.
It's about actually, you know, I believe some people say simple music can't be beautiful, but I think there's beauty in simplicity.
Absolutely.
So, so this song's only got 2 chords. So after we wrote it, I said, told you so.
Ah, there we go. Let the haters know. Told you so. I hope you enjoyed that.
All of that simplistic goodness coming our way, coming your way here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show as well. Connect with us on Facebook. Let us know what you think of all of this. Expresso Morning Show, SABC3. It's the best of Wouter Kellerman. And what a gem he is, man.
Absolutely, man.
An icon.
Such a talent.
An
Absolutely.
icon.
I mean, Okwangoku, I'm really hungry. And I'm seeing all of those donuts and croissants there in the background. Sister says,
yes, no.
A croissant. A croissant, ne? Yes. Do you eat croissants? Are they your favorite?
I love them. What don't I eat? Let's start
You eat
there.
everything.
What is it that I do not eat? I eat everything, and Princess knows. Like, one of these days, this shop is going to close because I will have finished everything. I'm trying to tame myself.
No, you can't.
But this is
You can't at
wonderful.
all.
This is
But then
wonderful.
what do you
Freshly
usually
baked.
Oh.
A bit of butter there.
Ooh, tomato,
Melts nicely.
cheese,
Yeah.
with your coffee.
Switch it up. Mix it up. Yeah, we're going to take a quick break while we switch it up on this freshly baked croissant by Mac Cafe. After this, we're talking training your babies. Potty training. That's what we're chatting about. It's our parent discussion, so don't move.
Do you want some?
Only the highest grade Arabica beans. McAfee, great coffee, simple. See you after the break.
Can I help you guys?
I'll take it. Dion Wired, where humans go for technology.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back to it. It is your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Now, all morning we've been talking about separation anxiety, but right now in Baby Talk, we're talking about the big one. It is potty training. Is your toddler ready to take the potty? Now, potty training doesn't happen overnight, but fear not. Trusted occupational therapist and co-author of Pregnancy Says, Meg Fourie, is here to help make the process a little easier. Welcome to us.
Thank you, Jen.
Meg, it's tough out there, man. It's tough out there.
Are you in the midst of it?
I'm in the thick of it. I have to be careful, choose my words clearly. It is so tough. I would imagine I hope a lot of parents are struggling with this because it's been one of our biggest challenges. You've helped me nail sleep. You've helped me nail weaning. There's so many of these developmental gateways that I've crushed. I feel like I'm winning as a parent. I feel like I'm losing as a parent now with potty training. Maybe we start at the very beginning and we say, okay, when do we need to start potty training? When do we know it's the right time?
Well, what's quite interesting is that babies from previous generations actually potty trained a lot earlier than our current generation do.
Oh, really?
And the reason is that nappies are so good at taking away moisture that little ones are not getting the signals that they're wet. So they're much more comfortable in wet nappies than, for instance, a soggy toweling nappy. So we are potty training later, but the rule of thumb is anywhere between about 18 months to about 25 months, so that's just after your little one turns 2, you should start potty training. But you can expect a little bit of upheavals as you go along until about 2.5. They can take some time to actually get it right, especially if you're not using a, kind of an approach that's really directed by you, which we can chat about as well.
But we're going to need.
Yeah.
We're going to need to chat about that, Meg.
Now, how do you know if your child is actually ready to start potty training?
Yeah. So there are a couple of signals you're going to look for. The first thing is that they need to have certain gross motor skills. Like, for instance, they need to be able to actually sit and balance on a potty. If they're still falling off all over the place, they're clearly not ready. That could be messy. They also need to be able to have the kind of cognitive awareness of what's going on. So they'll start to actually notice that there's a little signal, and they might look down between their legs, and that's when you start to know that actually they're starting to get the signal, because they've got to get that awareness, because otherwise they're never going to know. And then the other thing that happens is that socially they get fascinated by you going to the toilet. So, I mean, it's a long journey for us as parents, because they're in the toilet forever afterwards with us. We never get to the loo on our own. But as soon as they're interested and they're watching what you're doing, you can start to talk about it and see if they're ready to. So normally 18 to 24 months.
And those mirror neurons are firing on all cylinders. So let's start with the practical side now. The equipment that's needed. Presumably a potty is a good place to start.
A potty, yeah, you can start with that. So there's 2 different choices for potty. One is a floor-based potty, so something that's really nice and stable. I think they call them thrones now, so they've kind of got a little side as well as the potty pot, so it's nice and stable, not like the old-fashioned kind of round balancing acts.
Chamber pots,
Yes, the chamber pots. So definitely one of those, or one that is raised on your own toilet seat. So it's a little toilet seat that goes onto your toilet that makes the hole a little bit smaller so they don't disappear down it. But the important thing is, if your little one's going to go to the toilet sitting on the loo, then you want to have their feet supported, because one of the things that they need, if their feet are kind of dangling, they feel very unbalanced, and then they battle to coordinate what's going to happen.
Okay.
So they need a step or something to put their feet on if you're going to have them on a raised surface.
That's a big one.
And then the other piece of equipment that I do recommend is a batch of really, really cheap nappies. And there's a good reason for that. The reason is that if your little one has a very good quality nappy, which I do encourage you to have for night times, for instance, for sleep, but if they're very good quality nappies, they wick that moisture away so quickly that the baby doesn't notice that they're wet. Whereas if you've got like a cheap and nasty nappy, or even a toweling nappy, they actually notice that, because they get the signal that something's coming, and then they get a response afterwards of a signal of I'm wet and soggy. And so they can start to connect together that when I get that signal that something's coming, then there's a reaction afterwards. Whereas if you've got something that's very, very high quality, they don't feel the moisture afterwards.
They're happy and free.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, so we're going to start with the step-by-step approach of what I need to do as a parent, because I have no doubt that my son isn't failing. I might be the one who is failing at this, but we are talking about potty training specifically. And we've been asking you on our social media platforms, maybe you've got some great tips that you can share with us on how you've got it absolutely right. Be arrogant, share it with us, laud your success over us. We'd love to hear from you. Let us know on our social media platforms at Expresso Show is the handle to use, or our morning show Facebook page. You can post some pics. Maybe you've had some spectacular failures as well. This is a safe space to share, but we're going to continue our discussion with Meg in just a moment.
Yeah, and while we're trying to help parents out there potty train their children, we might as well try and help the world as well, one step at a time. We're talking about eradicating world hunger, which is no easy feat at all. In fact, it requires, perhaps most importantly, the buy-in of an entire community.
Absolutely. We can all step in and do something. And recently, the community of Sonic Care, they came together. They volunteered their time to pack meals for the hashtag 1,000,000+1 meal campaign, led by our very own Graham Richards. Take a look at this.
Our hashtag 1,000,000+1 meal campaign in partnership with Rise Against Hunger really has gotten off to the perfect start, with volunteers rallying to the cause, ready to roll up their sleeves, get packing, show us the true mettle of South Africans, helping us provide meals for some of our most at-risk young children. Again, today we are hoping that the love, the generosity is going to pump here at the IPIC Shopping Centre in Sonneke, where we are endeavouring to take our total meal tally to beyond 140,000 meals. I think the best part of this entire campaign for me has been seeing how many learners, school learners, young people themselves have been rallying to the cause, proving that you are never too young to take responsibility for your fellow man, or in this case, your fellow child. So awesome. Okay, so first of all, guys, where are you from?
From the Kailin.
Why have you come out here to support today? What is it about your school that's made you come out?
We just want to help the young children to grow up and become the new people of South Africa and Africa.
Okay, so we've got another amazing learner joining us for our meal pack, doing a fantastic job, I must be said. Why did you come out today?
To help kids who don't have any food and who's poor, who's struggling on the streets to get a job, to get money, to get food. I feel so happy and excited.
You know, it's absolutely amazing. I think it's something us as South Africans need to get involved in more and more. You know, I wish I can see something like this happening, not just one Saturday a week, but every single day in the country. You know, with our poverty rates, I think it's our moral obligation to get as involved as possible. So it's lovely not just to see some volunteers, but the shoppers walking past, putting on some hats and coming to pack some food with us. It's really, really great.
You know, we've actually started partnering physically with Rise Against Hunger, as opposed to just signing a check and saying Cheerios. We've encouraged our employees to actually come and see where does our monies actually go and what a difference they actually make. And I think what is also special about Rise Against Hunger is that every single cent you give them goes towards the meals, and it actually goes to make a difference. We can only be humbled by this partnership, and truly we value it.
It really warms my heart to know that we're doing that for today, but it's also extreme motivation for us to just absolutely get involved. And I just want to put it out there to everybody else. Get involved. If you see something, no matter how big, no matter how small it is, jump in. You know, if you can feed someone for today, tomorrow, for the next week, you are really, really making a difference here. So, you know, I'm keen to see what we can do for the future, and not just for what we pack here today.
30,000 and counting. Victory, we have done it. Well done, IPIC Shopping Centre in Sonica. You guys have been amazing. So if we can do 31,000 in one day, if we can do 200,000 meals by December this year, in fact, there is nothing stopping us from achieving our goal of 1 million plus one meals by this time next year. In fact, there is no reason we can't help Rise Against Hunger achieve their goal of eradicating extreme hunger by 2030. But rest assured, until that day, we will continue to add our plus one, representing the next child that needs us until every little belly is full. But 31,000, I'm happy, man. Wow. Another 30,000 done and dusted, so we're on about 140,000.
Well done. Which is crazy, guys. So we're going to be pushing beyond the 200,000 mark at Kenilworth Centre on the 6th of December, so you can sign up right now. But I've got to say, it's starting to inspire people to host their own little packing sessions, which is exactly what we wanted. So Westgate Mall are going to be hosting their own. It's not officially part of the campaign, but they just let me know that they have been inspired, so they're going to be doing it. And I've got to just say a massive, massive thank you. Oceana Foundation have sponsored so much of the raw ingredients that have gone into these meals. So I'm saying thank you, thank you, thank you from the bottom of my heart for making this all possible. But if you can, get out there to Westgate Mall tomorrow, go and support them.
Yeah, trying to help to eradicate hunger across the world so that we as human beings can just all collectively start focusing on the living of life and not have to worry about things that are as basic as
potty training, which seems to be
that, you know,
impossible to me at the moment.
Have you caught some tips, Jamie Lee?
A little bit, yes. I know that my baby is still going to take a bit of a while, so I'm just learning.
Be better than me. Be better than me,
Definitely.
Jamie. But we'll give you some practical tips after the break.
feel good breakfast show.
Man, I challenge you not to be happy listening to that gorgeous little giggle. It's baby talk time. Meg Foray is here to talk about potty training. Dun, dun, dun. And I know I'm over-dramatizing it at the moment, but it's become quite a thing, Meg, because we seem to be nailing it. We seem to be getting the hang of it, and then we've taken a step back. Does that happen? Can you kind of, you know, one step forward, two steps back?
It absolutely happens, and I think it's important parents know that, because it almost does feel like a bit of a failure, because the outcome of a mistake with potty training is horrible. It's a mess, and it's embarrassing if you're out and about and whatever. But parents have to relax. There will be steps backwards for sure.
Is there a step-by-step approach that you would recommend getting into the potty training routine?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so leading up to potty training, when you think your little one might be ready, so 2 weeks before, I want mums and dads to get a little doll, one of those weeing dolls. So one of those little dolls that you can actually give a little bit of water to and something comes out the bottom. And actually start to model it as a game with the little one. So you actually feed the baby some water, sit them on the potty, the water comes out, and there's a big clap, and the baby's so happy. So that's step number one. So the little one starts to realize that this is going to be a reward on the other side of the action. Step number two, you're going to put them into those really, really cheap and nasty nappies that I spoke about, so that they start to feel a little bit uncomfortable, that they don't want to have the nappy on anymore. Step number three, and this is why I always say that potty training should take place in summer preferably, because you want to have a couple of days where you can have nappy off completely, little one running around the garden. Because what happens then is, as they get that signal, they then urinate down their legs, and it's a very clear thing that actually when I get that signal, I'm going to urinate. And as that happens, you say, oopsie, want to go to the toilet, and you can take them off to the toilet. They might have already finished their action, but they get the idea that this is what's going to happen. Okay, so that's in the 2 weeks preceding potty training, and then we start. So when we start, what you're going to do is you're going to give lots and lots of liquid, and I'm talking about offer water all the time. Okay, so they're going to have lots going in so that lots will come out. Every 45 minutes, you're going to set the timer on your watch or on the clock or whatever, and you're going to take them to the toilet every 45 minutes for the first couple of days. If they don't do anything, it's absolutely fine. They wash their hands, they go and continue playing. 45 minutes later, same story. So they get that something's going to happen. And then on the back of the toilet, you're going to have a little reward jar. So a little jar that's got something in it that they can be rewarded with. So I love those tiny little round stickers that you get. They're very cheap. They're a little sheet of cheap stickers.
We use that, yeah.
Pop those in the back, and every time they get it right, they get themselves a little sticker on their hand. And so it's immediate. They get this reward of, first of all, going to the toilet, second of all, having the little sticker.
Okay, so it's about setting up a schedule yourself and doing that, because I think where we've been falling down is that we've been waiting for him to give us that response of, I need the toilet, and then it feels like we're always catching it after the fact.
So that step comes next. So the next step is, after a couple of days, you're going to go from 45 minutes to more like an hour, and then you're going to just ask loosely every now and then, do you need the toilet? Which is probably what you're already doing, Graham. So do you need the toilet? And then taking them. The important thing is that you're going to, right at the beginning, get into absolute consistency of as soon as you need it, you're going, and you're getting a reward, so that pattern develops.
Now, you speak a lot about during the day, like those are little steps for during the day, but what happens at night? What if your little one is not staying dry through the night?
Yeah.
Because we're now having water as our, which has replaced our night feed, so he is going to wee during the night.
Absolutely. So that's actually where parents go very wrong. Parents seem to have this idea that when my child is potty training at about 18 months to 2.5, that they then can start to potty train at night, and that is not the case. So nighttime dryness comes a whole lot later. So that can be actually as late as 5 years old, is still considered normal, within the normal range. So it's a very wide range. Some little ones will start to be drier sooner. Now, our kidneys actually produce a hormone that stops us from urinating at night and producing urine at night. Yeah, when we're sleeping. And that kicks in for some little ones at like 2.5, and for others only at 5. And so as soon as you're starting to see that your little one's kind of making it through 1 or 2 nights dry, then you can take the nappy away. But don't take it away sooner, because otherwise you're stressed, they're stressed, you're changing beds in the middle of the night. It's just a pointless effort altogether. So later is better. The one thing that I do want to mention, and this is very important, is one of the things that really stands in the way of potty training, and particularly nighttime potty training, is actually constipation. So one of the most important things of preparing to potty train at night is to make sure your baby's having very regular bowel movements every day. So it mustn't be hard hard little book drollikies. It must be soft and pasty, and if it isn't, they need to be on some sort of treatment to make sure they're not constipated.
Thank you. This feels like a parent's chat. Spoken about poo, then you know you're a parent when you're speaking about poo. That's the bottom line. Meg, as always, hugely helpful. I'm going to apply that. I'm going to go back and review those points and maybe kind of start afresh. I think that I need to start afresh, not my little one, but hopefully that you found that to be useful as well. Some practical tips, and again, keep sharing some great advice. If you've had some successes or maybe some failures, you can share with us on our social media platforms.
Well, I can tell you that we love the encouraging stories that you're sharing with us on social media. Expresso Morning Show, SABC3, where our morning post this morning was all about potty training, and we wanted you to share yours with us. And take a look at some of these comments. Zanele Mshengu Matlakaro says, joyful morning. Potty training can be really exhausting exercise to do with one child. I had to do it with 2 children, twin girls. Started theirs in December when they were about 2 years and 9 months old. Hubby and I didn't even use the potty. We took them straight to the normal toilet. My thinking was if we have to use the actual potty, we would have to eventually move them later onto a normal toilet, which would then take more time. So we held the bull by the horns and eventually conquered. Consistency was very key in the whole process. No matter how exhausted we were at night, we kept to the routine. Wow, what a story. But I'm glad it all worked out for you, Zanele. Michelle Giel, he says, all I can say is that gentle training is the way to go. Toddler-led, you wait until they are ready. Our daughter is 2.5 this month, and in September, she suddenly showed all the signs of being ready and wanting to stop wearing nappies. She's now fully potty trained and night dried too. No tears, no fights, very few oopsies, and we're blessed that her daycare also does toddler-led potty training. What an easy road. There is no right age, and forcing the issue will only cause problems. Great advice there, Michelle, thank you. And then lastly, Gordon Llewellyn says, my wife put our daughter's doll, which came with a potty, next to hers in the bathroom. It was a breeze because she always said to our daughter, look, your dolly is on the potty. So that seems to work as well, just constantly communicating. But we are sharing great advice, loving your stories, and thank you very much to Meg as well for giving us all the insights into how to do potty training the right kind of way.
Well, from that conversation to this very important one that we're shining the spotlight on, that to many kids across our country, a new pair of school shoes forms part of the beginning of another new school year. But to others, that new pair of shoes that so many take for granted is nothing but a dream. Now, imagine a daily walk to school in rural areas on Africa's tough terrain without shoes. Now, imagine your own child walking to school barefoot, no matter what the weather or the conditions outside. And I'm sure that you'll agree that this isn't a very nice thought at all. So what we've done on your Feel Good Breakfast show this morning is we've decided to put our own to the challenge of #BarefootWithCrush, and we invite you to also take part as well. If you haven't yet, you'll notice that we got our ladies, Kuhle and Jamie Lee, barefoot this morning, and they're walking barefoot in studio. Now, this is nothing compared to what millions of less than fortunate people go through every single day. But this is the point. It's all about compassion, and we know that compassion goes a long way.
Absolutely.
Ladies, what does this campaign mean to you?
I mean, I know a few years back, my sister and I started a campaign collecting school shoes for children who are from disadvantaged areas, and I think it hits close to home, and I'm very proud of, and I'm in full support of what Crush is doing, because, you know, walking to school in any weather condition is not something that you want anyone to go through.
And Jamie Lee, I'm sure you'll agree, it's an uncomfortable thing, even just walking around the studio here barefoot. But can you imagine the millions of children out there who actually do this, not in a studio environment like what we have, but go to school and spend the entire day, rainy days, hot days, and it doesn't matter.
Yeah. No, absolutely. As you said, just walking across the floor, I was like, oh my word, you know, being barefoot, but just to feel a little bit of what they're feeling every single day. And you said millions of kids, actually, this is their reality. So it is actually so sad, but I'm so glad that Crush is coming together and making a change for them.
Yeah, I mean, how do you concentrate at school?
How do you learn?
How do you learn? You know, after walking through rocks or through mud or, you know, whatever condition it may be. And then you are still expected to sit in school and concentrate and learn something.
Well, look, this challenge that we're all taking and embarking on right now is nothing compared to what these children are facing on a daily basis, but it is a perfect start, the perfect start to a conversation that needs to be had, but also an intervention that is so necessary. So we're calling on all of you, our lovely viewers, to show your compassion by taking part in our Thursday hashtag Barefoot with Crush challenges during the next few weeks. We'd love to hear from you, so do share your experiences with us on our Facebook page, Expresso Morning Show SABC3, and while you're at it, help Crush hashtag share the goodness and give away another 20,000 pairs of school shoes like they did across the country. They did it this year and they can do it again next year. All you need to do is buy your favorite Crush and follow the details on the back of your pack. Let's do it. We can all do it. We can all help.
Clover Crush, 100% pure fruit juice packed with vitamins and no added sugar. Crush your daily goodness. Now also available in long life.
Support Crush in giving away another 20,000 pairs of school shoes to children in need. Buy a Crush, dial the number on the pack, and stand the chance to win your share of 500,000 Rand. Hashtag share the goodness. Made with love by Clover.
Absolutely love it. Share the love this morning. So after a momentary break, we're going to take you to the tallest skyscraper in South Africa, which is amazing to me. But also in Africa, which is incredible. Have you actually been there? Have you seen it?
I haven't. I've just admired it because it's in Sandton, right?
Yeah.
And whenever I'm driving around the newly kind of developed precinct,
Sandton just looks amazing.
My eyes are just
oh my word!
Yeah, it's beautiful.
And it also houses an incredible new dining experience in the form of Aurum. So we're going to give you a 5-star experience after this.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It is a Thursday. It is a cold Thursday, though, in Cape Town. But sunny delight and summer is coming in, and we are unpacking the sunglasses that is going to shape everything with, of course, the trendsetter herself, fashion stylist, fashionista, Bronwyn Day is here, and she is going to tell us all about what we need for these summer holidays.
Absolutely, ladies. Well, I've got a little presentation here of beautiful sunny delights. I'm really loving the Woolly sunglasses selection at the moment. There's everything you can think of, so lots of trends.
I mean, I have a very oval face and a very sharp, you know, and not everything suits me. And I can see that they're all different shapes, different colors and sizes. What are the different trends happening with sunglasses now?
So the cat eye is a really big one. It's all about retro shapes as well. So like a nod to the 70s and the 60s. The 70s round frames are really, really popular with these sort of, beautiful beautiful, like, lighter frames, and I'm also really enjoying lots of color in sunglasses. So yeah, there's a great array, and then 90s. There's a lot of 90s, and then these sort of robotic, futuristic ones as well, which is quite cool and edgy.
I love those ones, the black and white ones.
You want to try this?
Yeah,
this is a marble. This is called marble.
Oh, the color is
Like
called
a
the marble
marble.
color.
Put it on.
So would you say that these ones are also like a cat shape?
No, those are more like 90s.
Futuristic.
Futuristic,
Like,
yeah.
what is a guy from?
Am I giving you drama? Am I giving you
Give them that
sex?
face. Yes, honey. So, like,
Love
how
this.
do you choose? Like, she chose a good one for herself. We spoke about shapes on the face and the oval shape.
Absolutely.
But, like, how do you actually choose the one for your face?
Well, the good thing is you can choose a few from Woolies because they're all really affordable, which I'm loving. But I really think if your face is like a heart shape, the cat frame is really good. So I've got more of a heart-shaped face. So I can show you like this, for example.
Yeah.
Just something that actually kind of emphasizes the shape of your face. You obviously don't want something that's
Yes,
too...
Kendall Jenner.
Lift your face up as
Yes, so it
well.
almost kind of does that instead of overwhelming your face. And then some women can actually handle a nice big round frame. Let's see, why don't you try
think Jamie
these
would rock
because
these
are
ones.
fun.
Yes.
If not, we could try these little cat eyes. Let's see.
And they match your outfit, Jamie.
Very cute.
They match your
Otherwise,
outfit.
let's try these. And I love the metallic details as well.
This is
really.
my vibe. This is definitely my vibe.
It's a really
I like
nice
this
sort
one.
of glam. Ooh, those are beautiful. Yeah, you see.
Oh,
Love them.
yes.
Love
Pose for the camera, honey.
Even if you're having like if the sun is just like
Exactly.
Yeah.
throw some shade.
No, like all the right shade.
Yes,
all
the
the
right
right shade.
And I mean, earlier on we were talking about sandals and the different prints that are in style as well, and we started talking about the marble one. And I see there's another print here, like a more
Tortoiseshell. So the tortoiseshell's really, really popular. This is the big sort of more Jackie Onassis frame. So that's come back. And do you want to try these?
I'm very scared of these ones.
Are you?
I feel like they overwhelm my face, Chomi.
So, but that's okay. That's why you've got to try them all on.
Oh my
I actually love it.
Cute.
There's that Snapchat filter that goes paparazzi.
Try this.
No, wait,
the little cats.
Yes, there we go.
And so that's you see, that's the retro, a lot more retro, but really, really cute. So there's just so many options. But the best thing is to try them on for your face. Make sure they've got a bit of UV protection. I've taken the stickers off, but these do have built-in UV protection, which is really important. So lots on offer, lots.
No, absolutely. Now, we are going to keep this on for the whole show, okay?
Put some on too, ladies.
Yes, put it on, for a photo.
Yeah.
Nice kiki. Now, these are all super cool and promise to turn heads this summer and get that selfie game on fleek. But be sure to shop yours in store, online, or on the Woos app. Pause.
Just watching Kutle look for a camera now. Where's my camera at? I don't know
But
where
that
I'm
doesn't
at.
usually happen.
Ladies, you look gorgeous. And I've just got to out her quickly because my mom and sister got to see Bronwyn do her thing at a Woolies VIP event last night.
Oh, yes?
They said she was amazing. So, Bronwyn, you are amazing. So, hoping you've been inspired to go and look at your own face, the shape of you in a whole different light.
Yeah.
Maybe you're looking to be inspired to go out and dine.
Yeah, you did say we were about to give you a 5-star experience. And if you are looking to make dinner plans that are just head and shoulders above the rest, this one is especially for you. Tulu gets all the spoils, man.
Yeah, man.
And he had the exclusive chance to dine out in the clouds in one of the country's hottest new destinations. And soon, you want to be part of this new culinary destination as well. Take a look.
A golden experience awaits as the Heart of Sandton welcomes Aurum Restaurant to the 7th floor of the Leonardo, Africa's tallest skyscraper.
The food scene in Joburg is certainly reaching a new heights. Tonight, I'm at the exclusive opening of Aurum, where American Express card members have the privilege of being the very first to wine and dine at what is set to become the City of Gold's hottest new culinary destination. Polo, first and foremost, congratulations on the opening of Aurum. I must say the ambience in here is breathtaking and the menu is to die for. Talk to us a little bit about the inspiration behind it.
I'm not going to take full credit for the menu. A fantastic team in the kitchen, led by head chef Darren O'Donovan. His partner in crime, Lisa De Beer, who also happens to be our sommelier, so a busy bee there. The menu purports really to be a contemporary take on European cuisine, but inspired by local produce. And a lot of love and passion as part of the recipe, which brings it all together.
I think this puts South Africa back on the map. I won't change it for any place in the world, and I'm quite a big traveller, so well done.
I sent photos to my children overseas, and I said when they're coming to South Africa, this is the place that they want to come and eat out.
Well, the experience was really amazing. The food was great. I had some salmon, seared salmon and sea bass, so I was on the fish train tonight. Everything cooked perfectly, some beautiful elements on those plates, so very enjoyable, and lovely to see all the people coming out and enjoying themselves.
With me is head of American Express Merchants, Mpho Sadiki. Now, Mpho, we know that American Express is more than just a means to make a purchase. Why is it important for you to offer such exclusive experiences for your card members?
So tonight, we've just opened Oram, a restaurant out in Sandton, which is one of our new merchants that have joined the American Express Merchants Group. And our card members had the unique experience of being at the restaurant ahead of everybody else. So it's a unique opening. Tonight, again, showcases that value of our card holders, our merchants partnering together to deliver unique experiences that no other card membership can offer other than American Express and American Express merchants. So you can't do life without American Express.
How have you personally found tonight, from the views to the menu? How would you rate the experience?
The menu, top class. The building is beautiful, and I think that this is going to be the icon of Joburg, the icon of South Africa, and it rightfully deserves to be the tallest building in Africa, that we believe our card members over the next few years and months are going to enjoy themselves.
Candace, how long have you been an Amex member for?
I've been an Amex member for about 3 years, and I think I should be really pudgy right now because of all the amazing dining experiences. But yeah, it's so good to be part of the Amex family because we get spoiled with experiences that nobody else can.
And what did you have off the menu tonight?
I had the salmon and sea bass, and it was really, really good. No dessert, but got the best little beautiful chocolates that I think I'll dig into later on tonight.
Not many restaurant owners can say that they offer their patrons a unique dining experience in the tallest skyscraper on the African continent. With Oram meaning gold in Latin, how has this influenced the overall dining experience and aesthetic?
So gold to me represents not just quality and prestige, but also a sense of trust. This city was built on the resource that we found deep in the crevices of the earth, and the majority of that was gold. And it just inspires so much. It inspires a certain sense of class, luxury, and we just want to be that. We just want to be this beautiful brand that people want to celebrate and feel amazing and sexy in, and live that brand.
In another first, American Express gave their card members a golden exclusive. And for luxury and a new world approach to cuisine, you know where to find it, at Oram.
Vibe.
All right, it's time to get spicy. If you want to spice up your life a little bit, then look no further. We're talking about something that originates... Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking as well. I was all over the Spice Girls thing. But something that originated in Mozambique after Portuguese explorers landed there. The now world-renowned peri-peri sauce has become an international favorite. But fear not, there's no need to be traveling anywhere to enjoy the taste, because we're going to be demonstrating exactly how to make this delicious condiment in the comfort of your own home. And whether you use it as a marinade, or you're going to be using it as a basting, add some mayonnaise to it, maybe just simply add it to a sandwich. It's a recipe that is guaranteed to spice up your life in more ways than one. So it's time to... La, la, la,
for the rest of the day, what's going to be my head, bro?
It's stuck. It's
stuck.
This
is the stock standard peri-peri sauce.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I think first and foremost, you want to put it on a chicken. You want to kind of bake that chicken, because that's where it really comes to be. But there's nothing stopping you from putting this on a burger, from using it as a sauce on a steak.
Yeah.
You could even use it for chicken livers, maybe.
Hey,
add a bit more of the honey. So I'm going to take you through the stock standard ingredients. You're going to be our kind of mixer, if that's all right.
Another use, maybe drizzle some on your eggs.
Ooh,
you got
buddy.
a little toasty. You got some avo, a fried egg, sunny side up preferably. A dollop of that on the yolk and allow it to just explode.
I'm not going to be able to talk soon because my mouth is watering so much. So this is all about finding a balance. And we know that everything is it's about having salty and sweet, about having that umami. We want that flavor, but we want a little bit of spice, some heat with this one. So I'm going to start from this side. We have roasted all of our base ingredients here. So I'm going to give you do you want the spoon?
In there, yeah, just so I can
Okay, so we're starting with some roasted red peppers. You roast them. Why? Because that brings out a sweetness and a smokiness. We've peeled the skin off to make it a little bit better, when we blend it up, but ain't nothing wrong with that. Beautiful stuff. Then we've roasted our onions as well, which is going to bring out the sweetness. Onions have a very high sugar content. Okay.
There we go.
And then we've roasted our garlic as well. And, I mean, literally, you could put the whole...
So you could have done all of that together in one.
Yeah, just do it in one go. Roasted, when you can see when they're coming out. See how soft? It almost goes like a garlic paste.
Yeah.
Absolutely delicious. Then we've got our lemon zest and lemon juice.
That enhances the flavor.
So again, we want to balance. Okay, so that's the sour, the quetza. I'll take that.
What?
The quetza. That just gives you a little and then honey, because you do want the sweet in the peri-peri. It needs to have that sweet, especially with the chicken. It's going to be absolutely delicious.
Guys, quetza is now a new word.
It is.
Quetza.
And it's a physical experience. Beautiful stuff. That's coming together. And then I've got a whole range of spices here. This might be a bit more tricky. So we've got our allspice.
Yes.
We've got two different kinds. We've got our smoked paprika, which is so hot right now. Then normal paprika, and then oregano, and our cumin. Is that one over there?
So a wonderful array of spices going into this. I need to be very careful. Just careful.
Don't get this right, but I'm going to be very impressed. It also looks beautiful. It looks like one of those little sand artwork things.
Yes. They make those on the beach, right?
Beautiful
I need
stuff.
to make sure I do not spill any of these.
Yeah, don't waste too much, but you need bag loads of flavor, so make sure that the spices are there. Just a pinch of salt and pepper, as we do. Nice. Got good crunch there. Nice beige. Of course. There we go. Very good.
And then, what's next?
A little bit of vinegar.
Wow.
So see what I'm saying?
There's a lot of that goes into this.
There is a lot going on, but it's all about that balance.
Yeah.
Salty, sweet,
good,
sour, and then we've got fresh chilies, bird's eye chilies.
Are we going with all of these?
Yeah, no, it must have heat. It must have heat. And then we've got some roasted chilies as well, and we've got a bit of a selection there, nicely dried out. Full on, man.
Oh my word!
Don't play around. Remember, there is a lot going in there in terms of the balance as well, which is great.
Oh my gosh!
And then the secret ingredient, just to create that bind, we've got our Be-Well canola oil, and we've gone with a nice garlic flavor infusion.
How much are we going with?
You can put some around just to create a lovely backdrop as well.
Oh man! And of course, it's a wonderful ingredient. You can add some more to that. It's high in vitamins E as well as omega-3s, and of course, it helps to lower the risk of heart disease as a result of that. And also, it's available in zesty lemon in flavors and simply garlic as well.
We've gone with the garlic flavor just to further enhance the garlic that we've put in there. Make sure that's all nice and tight. It looks pretty beautiful.
Right?
I mean, you can make a big jar of this and just preserve it, store it, keep it for... Look at that!
The color is beautiful.
Oh, that's looking perfect, man.
Oh, yes.
Woo. Lovely stuff. So the keyword here is Be-Well. You SMS that to 33728, and we will send you that full ingredients list. And this is where the fun really begins. We've got a basting brush, but you can use your hands. Ultimately, you want to get this into every nook and cranny underneath the skin, inside the orifice there. And, hey? Oh, did you get the...
It's got like... Hey, man! Welcome to the party in my mouth.
Spice up your life. Okay, so you can start basting. And you really want to get it everywhere in the chicken.
Yeah.
Especially on the skin. Get this into the oven, 180 or 200 degrees on your preference, but I would leave it uncovered so that the skin caramelizes. And then you get to enjoy an absolutely delicious peri-peri chicken, which you made yourself.
I think I finally understand what you mean by that.
Hey? You see
it's just...
it's onomatopoeic. So your mouth hopefully is watering as much as mine is watering right now. It's got heat, it's sweet, it's salty, it's sour, it's beautiful. It's peri-peri. So we're going to finish this up and take a momentary break just to appreciate the brilliance. Get it right in there, man. Just get it like infuse. We'll see you on the other side.
Science reaches for the truth. It works for the big and small, for the old and young. And with knowledge as our first ingredient, science is at the heart of our food. For differences you can see, feel, and trust. It all starts with science.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to it. It is your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso, live on SABC3. What a feel-good Thursday, so full that we've had from music from Wouter Kellerman, who's going to be signing us out with a final song, which you're going to perform now. What's it called?
Irish March.
Irish March. Yeah. Take it away, Wouter.
Expresso Morning Show, made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.